You're back now, Missy. What are your thoughts around Mr. TD McNutt? What is what is a mom?
Uh, my first question: where's the parents?
I think what I found was that the mom is has a rug problem, so she wanted the sons to have a positive male role figure. So what I'm seeing or what I've read was that she actually gets the kids on the weekend, and he has them primarily. Oh, okay. Now maybe incorrect on that. She says that Cutie Pie says the older boy's mother was on rugs. Okay, so are they not brothers? I don't know. I don't know. Well, maybe I'm incorrect on that as well. Cutie Pie will clear it up for me. But yeah, I've been trying to dig through to figure out, exactly. Okay, they don't even have the same mom. The younger boy's mom was sitting next to him. Okay, so there's the apology video. The mama was sitting next. We do believe that was the mom in the apology video, co-signing the foolishness. Because I know she was also in the tickling video where they were tickling him on his birthday. Cutie Pie says she's not here to clear it up. Hey, y'all got to keep me on track, Cutie. She was very quiet. She was absolutely very quiet. Go ahead, Miss.
Violence is not the answer sometimes, but sometimes these how can I say this without cussing? Lord have mercy.
Good look.
Lord, please guard my mouth right now.
Good look. We'll use his line for the duration of this segment. Glory to God's name. He got on my man. That made me so mad because you kept punctuating every sentence with that as if that was going to justify your behavior. Again, I'm not even here to argue if he's lying or if he's not, or who's lying and who's telling the truth. I'm upset at the fact that glory to God's name, you humiliated that child all over the internet. It was unnecessary.
He lying.
Well, come on in, T. Marie. welcome to the conversation.
Hey, everybody.
Hello. Did you see the tickle video, T. Marie?
I did.
The tickle video is the one that really disturbed me.
The tickle. That's what got me. The tickle.
Ooh, couldn't do it.
Man,
the tickle. If you ain't 6 months to a year, you tickling a 12-year-old.
With nothing on, he got on them but his briefs and a t-shirt, and y'all snatched the blanket off of him. And to do that
man, his mama, the boys, the pastor, the boy's mother, and his father need to be underneath the jail, because ain't no way in the world I'm gonna let somebody adopt my son or say that allegedly. Okay, allegedly, because we're only hearing one side of the story. Allegedly.
Correct.
But at the same time, ain't no way in the world. First of all, I'm gonna look at him. He looks homosexual to begin with. So sorry, my bad, y'all. But
the Lisa Ray pants, the marching band boots. It's a lot going on.
He got residue. If he's not, he still got residue and need to be delivered.
It's a lot
He's
going
not
on.
gonna be around my child. I'm just not gonna do it. I would not do it at all. And then the other people who are coming forward now, do y'all see them?
I haven't seen any of the other potential.
I've seen quite a few of them allegedly that are coming forth and saying, "Hey, he did something to me." So those allegations are going to go a little bit deeper.
Is
than
he
what
married?
He's trying to say. No, he's not.
He's not married. Okay.
No, he's not married. He just got a whole bunch of young men around him.
Oh, okay. Keep going.
Exactly. And then the other thing is that boy's eyes. Your eyes don't lie.
The eyebrows. Let's talk about the eyebrows. What are we doing with these eyebrows? And both boys are like, what are we doing with these boys' eyebrows? I've never seen that before.
What was the point? It was all about him and his reputation. It wasn't about anything else.
You got it.
Because what was the point? You have a conversation in a family setting with a therapist or something else if he's out of control or doing whatever. You do not bring a person on a national platform of supposedly your son.
Come on.
That you say is your son, not like your son, but is your son. Glory to God. But glory
to God's name.
But at the same time, You sitting there and he's just so much. He's so much.
Oh, did you hear? He kept complimenting him on how handsome he was. He's extremely handsome. I'm like,
handsome.
what does that have to do with what we're talking about?
That's what I said. Something is wrong with that man. Something is wrong with that man.
I
And
didn't
something
like
wrong
that
with
at
his
all.
mama and his cousin. The cousin that's raising, because it's he's the cousin, right?
I thought it was
His mama is the cousin they co-parent.
Is it the
supposedly.
cousin?
Yeah.
Okay,
the pastor
I know
and
he's
her
not the
supposed to be
dad. I thought it was a cousin or a nephew, so it's
like
an actual cousin.
Yes. Well, yes, cousin.
They're cousins. Okay,
They're
Chan
cousins.
is saying that they're cousins. Okay,
Yeah,
we got it.
they're cousins. So now you got all that thing that they're sitting there talking and doing all this stuff. And it's like, when you see that little boy's eyes, there is nothing in his eyes.
Yeah.
He is completely detached.
Yeah.
If it's not, I don't even think it's physical abuse. I really think it's the first cry for SA. Honestly, I feel like it's the first cry. Like, I can't tell you this is what's happening, but I can tell you that he put his hands on me. And I believe there'll be more allegations that's gonna come out after this.
Like I said, I was extraordinarily uncomfortable. That
Allegedly, let me say that.
This entire conversation is alleged. Let's just cover that. The apology. Why did he have to put him up there to apologize, T. Marie? Again, I've been on this app 4 years. I got a teenager and a toddler. I don't come to anybody to correct my kid.
It's all ego. He has to have this boy say this did not happen, so that they can make it look like he is wilding out and he's doing all this other stuff to protect his reputation. It's not about the betterment of the boy. That's why I said I feel like the mama, the daddy, and him should be underneath the jail, because at the same situation, you're only concerned about, nobody's concerned about that boy.
Correct.
And even when they were talking about when he started halfway giving the mom compliments, oh, you've been, and you're a writer, and that's her child. She's supposed to be. Like, what are you guys talking about?
Correct.
I have an adopted son, right? Joshua has put me to hell and back. I have never in my life put that boy on any type of platform talking about listen, I've had CPS knock at my door. He has alleged that I didn't feed him. He has alleged all kinds of different things that I've been through. But guess what? You ain't never, because I don't give a two flying cares about what nobody else thinks about me.
You got that
and
right.
That's the whole thing. You are trying to make sure that they see you and your ego. That's really what it is. So that people can say, you're such a great man, but it's backfiring.
It is. Absolutely is. Absolutely is. Tap that screen, folks. We're at 2.7K. We got 36 people in the room. We should already be at 10K.
That's why I said we should be at
Please
10K.
don't make me take a commercial break. I will if I have to, but I don't want to. So please, people, if you're enjoying the conversation, which is going to continue, please tap that screen loud. Look, this is one that everybody needs to hear. Again, this entire segment does come with a giant trigger warning, because there are allegations of SA and physical abuse and so forth and so on. So this is a conversation I think that we need to have more of. You know what I mean? A lot of this is alleged, but yeah. In order to
the pants tell it all. I don't know why.
The pants and them marching band boots. And I looked at other photos of him and these boys, and I'm like, none of these poses are. It's something very unnatural about all of these poses. It really, really is. And a shame on his mom for allowing that. I agree with that. Mama, I just think I'm not buying any of this. LaTonya, welcome back. I think you're caught up now. Are you ready to chime on in now?
All I can say, as a victim of SA, I don't want to say too much, but this picture, they look so uncomfortable. They look so uncomfortable. Even though you can't see their face, they look so uncomfortable. He the only one sitting up there with this old Kool-Aid smile on and them little tight pants. Only thing he missing is some good old ruffle socks. All he missing is the ruffle socks. I swear to God, that's all he missing is the ruffle socks and the little feather boa. And his facial expression gives away a lot.
And the fact that he arches the boys' eyebrows, but he doesn't arch his own. So why are you feminizing these little boys, and you're maintaining your masculine? Your masculine.
Because he can't get no woman that really like him.
Something just ain't right. The origin of the,
It's grooming.
okay,
Look,
come on with
It's
it.
as the old folks would
grooming.
say, something in the milk
He's
ain't clean.
grooming.
Something in the milk ain't clean.
Look, I'm still.
He's grooming them, and you're using a narcissist. Yeah, a narcissist, like to make that boy get up there. He's grooming a narcissist. Want everybody to look at him as like the savior, but behind closed door, he become the free demon, right? So again, like she said, he's trying to protect his character. You can see right through him. He look like a Missy. Watch your damn mouth. But we know what he look like. But he's grooming. He's grooming, and then it come the fear. I'm gonna put fear in you. You know, oh, I can see all that, and then poor keep children's faces.
Hey,
The
Petty.
fear is you're not gonna speak. You're gonna do what I tell you. You're gonna say what I tell you. It's a whole thing that you can't see beyond that I see. The mother know what's going on. She know what's going on. But to live her comfortable life, and some parents, God forgive us, will sell their children out and put their children in uncomfortable situations so they can have a comfortable life.
I can't come up with anything else. It just something just really does not sit right with me. Deputy, come on up. We're ready for you. I know you got a lot to say about TP. And we got 40 people in the room. Anybody's welcome to come up. Just have to be one of my friends and try your best not to cuss. Those are the only rules over here. Any and everything else goes.
I'm gonna say this. It keeps tapping up.
Thank you all for those
Tap,
heart
tap,
means.
tap.
Just keep tapping that screen. We got 37 people in the room. We should already be at the 10K mark. Deputy, welcome to the conversation, and I know you are ready for about TD McNutt. I did my video about an hour or so ago, but I'm pretty sure you've done just as much digging as I have. What are your thoughts on Mr. TD McNutt? Can we start with the tickling? Because that tickling video with him in his drawers on his birthday is
First
the
of
one that
all,
disturbed the
it's
mess out of me.
inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
It's child abuse. It's essaying, and I think all of them need to be charged with child endangerment, including the wife and the mother, because there's no way. And then for him to post that child in his underwear, that child goes to school.
Mm-hmm.
That child is gonna get bullied because now it's you letting a grown man touch on you. Like, what is he this? And then for this man to come up and get back on the internet
Hold on,
and
before you
say,
get there, Petty. Am I wrong? Did that boy say that he urinated on himself in
yes,
that video?
yes,
And I do know, and he's not married, so we want to make sure that's clear. But the thing about it is, that's often, especially at that age, that's often a sign of essay.
essay.
When
It is.
you're still wetting the bed. So I just wanted to pause and say that. Go ahead, Petty.
That's a very telltale sign. And the fact that young man's mother is not stepping in makes me want to punch her in her throat. I didn't say throat. That's beyond, that's right all the way to the back.
Right there.
Like, it does not make sense. And the fact that they are not removing that child from him is concerning for me. Because now, not only did you get to essay him, the child went to the school and showed them the bruises from you beating him. They still let you around the child?
Exactly.
So at what point does this child have to lose his life for y'all to say, okay, now we're going to make sure that he's safe, like something happens? That is crazy.
That's a good question. T. Marie, maybe you can shed some light on this because I was questioning that as well. If there's an allegation of abuse, and like I said, you may or may not be able to answer this, or do they immediately just turn those kids back over? If there's, I mean, would there not be? It seems to me like there would be a period of a real investigation.
If there's no substantiated proof, the first thing he mentioned was there was no significant bruising or there wasn't anything like that. Usually there was there was a no contact order, so he was removed from him. And he could not have any contact with him for a specific amount of time. So apparently the allegations were probably they probably did do an investigation and found out they were unsubstantiated. But there had to be something for them. They're not just going to come get you and lock you up.
It was a police report because the school
Yeah, there's a
counselor
reason
showed it.
why.
The school counselor The child got in trouble at school, from what I read.
Okay.
They told he was talking with the counselor. He said, well, what? He said, don't call him. They said, why not? Why can't we call him? The child lifted up his shirt, and that's when they saw the whelps and everything else. So that's why he was arrested for assaulting the child.
Okay.
But I'm concerned because how is he? I'm sorry, the
You're
2-year-old
fine.
the
You're
terrorist is being the terrorist.
I got one too.
I'm concerned because he has a charge for this child, and then he comes back and makes this child say, "Oh, I was lying." That's classic. That's textbook. Any textbook you look in for child abuse, that's it right there.
So here's another thing. Why are
But we in Florida, so he's in Florida, so he might get escaped.
I'm not understanding.
Florida. When I tell y'all, Florida's what is them people? CPS department is garbage. When I tell you they're garbage, they're garbage. I was a teacher at one point. We had a student who was being abused to the point where they were wetting themselves in school when they got an answer wrong. They came in and did not remove that child at all. Like, I was like, "What you mean she's still with her?"
And
It's trash.
Here's a thing that I did not like. I don't know if you guys have seen the apology video, where it sounded like R. Kelly. If you guys ever heard the I Admitted song, it was like that, and that's the way his apology video went. But what I did not like, or what I picked up the most from his apology video, was that it was completely insincere. He didn't apologize for humiliating the son or for any of the confusion caused. He only apologized for our feelings. You see what I'm saying? And to me, I've always seen those type of apologies as insincere, condescending, and very much dismissive. You see, because what was the point in saying that? Because you're not actually apologizing for anything. You know what I mean? I'm sorry you feel that way has never been a real apology. And that's basically what he spent the last video that I saw doing. And it was, to me, it just fed more into something is just not right here.
I don't
Go
understand why
ahead,
they
Betty.
still have. I just don't understand why they still have that baby around him. And that's what's really bothering me. And then for him to call that child narcissistic, sir, you're the narcissistic one. Like, and the women are just sitting there. Like the woman that was sitting there was just like, well, he could have. Ma'am, are you in danger too? Blink twice. We'll help you too. Like, blink twice. It's okay. But
Yeah.
for him to be on the internet and still on the
Agreed,
internet
Kitty.
doing things is wild. It's like, I don't understand, because the evidence is clearly there, and they're just not doing anything about it. And I feel sorry for this child, because this child is going to grow up and not feel protected by anybody. He's going to feel like everybody failed him. And these are the children that you really have to watch, because some of them unalive themselves because they don't have anybody to protect them. That's like my concern. Like, you're being abused, and then you're telling people that you're being abused, and nobody is doing anything. So then what happens?
Yeah. And let me grab your comments. Again, everybody's part of this show. Cutie Pie says, hopefully one of the teachers will see the video and talk to him one-on-one so we can get him out of his care. The video is disturbing. It's another one. Essence, she's part of it. The way she was lifting his underwear in that video, I did not. Like I say, that tickling video disturbed me because they both were patting him on the butt. I mean, they both, and like I say, he kept reaching between the guy's legs, and I just could not. I just found it extraordinarily disturbing. It was just very disturbing. The so-called pastor have personal issues he's putting out in that child. Okay. Very disturbing, very disturbing. Again, I'm rolling through the comments as they come in. It was said that he buys people's loyalty. And That's a very interesting take. Okay, go ahead, Missy.
I was just about to say that. And titles. It depends on what title you have. The social workers, all they pick and choose who they're gonna say. He a pastor, right? So it's all about titles too. Cause let some low-income welfare person with the same accusation, it's gonna be a different outcome.
Hmm.
Unfortunately.
Not in Florida. Not in Florida. If you look at unfortunately, if you look at cases, there are a number of cases where CPS has dropped the ball here in Florida. They don't. I'm gonna say this. I've never seen a CPS department like the ones here, and it's sad because they do not protect these babies at all. At all. It's like, oh, we're gonna we're gonna talk to them and give them counseling, and the child will be fine right there with them. They leave the children with the abusers here in Florida.
Mm. Okay, Pastor Essen says the pastor is giving something happened to me, so let me inflict the same damage on others. Again, I'm just looking at this particular photo, and God knows I've taken thousands of photos at this point, but I've been flanked in photos with my wife and my kids, but I've never been in a photo where me sitting down that I would be holding boys' hands of it. It's That's unnatural. That is just if anything, their hands would have been on
I'm
the
the
chair
king. He-
or they would have been standing behind the chair. Why are y'all holding with your see-through pants?
The picture look like I'm the king and y'all my princesses.
Correct. A father and his daughters. Something's just not
Hmm.
right. Something is just not right here. Something is, or a man in his harem. Something is just not right. Something's just not right. Marching band boots and the see-through pants. No. All of this is no. I'm mm-mm. Yeah. And I'm trying. I really am trying to see it
And
on.
this ain't the first time.
Yeah.
He too comfortable. This ain't his first time messing with children.
Sweet Wolfie 3 says it's very disturbing to see these boys' eyebrows. Look, I was stuck. I included that in the video I did. It was something about those eyebrows that disturbed me every time I looked at them. They were perfect female arched eyebrows. My wife and daughter eyebrows ain't never looked that good. It just, why are we doing this? It's just something's just not right. And I don't even believe those locks are real. I think they are extensions. And so why are you feminine? You know, I mean, again, locks are not inherently feminine, but why are you attaching all this fake hair and arching these boys' eyebrows? I got a problem with that. Okay, we got a barber in the room that says, T the barber says I'm a barber and I don't do that on any meals. Like I've only seen it once or twice where they would just go through and maybe just shape them up a little bit if they extraordinarily bushy or if you have a unibrow, something like that, but never that level of arching. Some just not right there. Those are my thoughts. Keep it going, keep it going. Big Suge, he's grooming them. Do you all? Is that what you guys? Do you all feel that this is a form of grooming? Princess, come on up.
I agree. I agree.
Mm, hold on.
Yeah.
It's grooming, control tactics, and fear.
I just can't get with it. Princess, welcome to the conversation. We're talking Pastor T.D. McNutt. What would you like to add to the conversation? What are your thoughts on this?
Listen, when I first saw this, I had to actually pull away. I've worked in the school systems as a mandate reporter,
Mm-hmm.
and what I've witnessed with this man and the behavior of those children, also their position in his life, he is a groomer.
Mm.
Now, being a survivor myself, I've watched what he's done with his video to come back and say that he's apologizing. My attack was from a minister as well.
Mm.
And seeing what he did, he got in the pulpit the next Sunday and was telling everybody I was crazy, not to listen to anything that I was saying. So here's the thing with this child. It may be that the parent and this man are actually making him feel less adequate about his own truth and making him believe that what he is saying is not a truth at all. So, he is he is clever. I'm telling you that watching went back and did, watch some of his other videos and stuff. And he's a groomer for us to look at that and say, okay, we see the abnormalities of this, but there are other people out there that are watching this that he may be friends with. So you don't know if this man is prepping these kids to be pimped out. He's in a position where he will draw people to him, but a petty knows a petty. Just like a doctor knows a hooker, a doctor knows a doctor. This man and I promise you, there's going to be other children coming out, and maybe some that are older now. And because of the shame he's made them feel, they don't want to tell their truths. But first of all, because they don't want to be condemned and saying that they're gay.
Sure.
But no, I'm looking at that baby. That baby is prepped right now, and the look in his eyes right now is like he checked out. Like, I'm not here anymore. I know I'm telling the truth, but right now I'm having to say this in front of them. Why was it important for you to put this kid on to say he was lying? Why was that so important? Why
Exactly.
did you not use
Thank you,
judicial?
Princess. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying for him, it was like he was establishing his own audience. He was gathering followers to tell his story. How about not let the judicial system do their investigations? And like one lady was saying, Florida doesn't do this. Well, I'm one of those people. I push hard. And as a matter of fact, they say mandate reporters don't have to go to court. No, send me. I'm going. I'm showing up. And that's what I've done. For cases like this, for this young man in Dade County about 21 years ago, I remember incident, and this was another minister that took his stepkids out. CPS had been called in, and supposedly or allegedly they were supposed to have removed the kids from this man's care. And his wife, and guess what? His wife was his cousin.
My God.
The thing is, now before they could get to him, they took the youth out on a holiday, or I guess I'll say a camping trip or something, where those same two children ended up drowning.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: somebody needs to protect this baby, because if this man feels threatened in any way, this baby could suffer an accident, or he may have taken his own life, because we see a rising number of suicides. So there are a lot of things left in place that can actually cause the harm to come to this child, and it be deemed something else.
Yeah, did you see the tickling video? I'm stuck there.
I see. I'm from the South. We see the tickling video, and I'm from Louisiana. We fight. I'm sorry. That's just it. I'm going after you.
Yeah.
The last kid I adopted had actually been in a situation where the parent he had died, and I ended up getting him. And I went hard for him. No, we're not going to do this. I'm sorry. And as a mother and a grandmother, no, because see, that tickling is so inappropriate. And you were touching close to places that's a no-no.
My point exactly. That is what disturbed me the most. I was disturbed, number one, that it was going on at all. Second of all, the boy says that he peed on himself. I'm like, okay, that's typically a sign of SA. Correct.
Exactly.
And then the fact that you guys ripped this blanket off of him, you're now seeing that he has on nothing but a t-shirt and briefs.
No,
And
them
you
was underwear. Them was
correct.
Spider-Man.
Correct. Right. And you proceeded to do this and then recorded it and posted it. Yeah, the whole thing was, I have a 4-year-old. There's no way. And me and him walk around all the time in our boxes and our shirts. You know what I mean? But there's no way that anybody would ever see would ever see us even walk around in our house like that. You got to be out of your mind to everything's not for the internet. Yeah, everything's not for the internet, number one. But there's no way I would be tickling my 4-year-old between his legs. You got to be out of your mind.
And you know what, Marquise? My granddaughter, the oldest granddaughter, is a competitive swimmer.
Okay.
I posted one of her swim meets, and they flagged it for child
Correct.
porn. And I'm like, wait a minute, she's in a swimsuit in the water. You mean to tell me this child is in his underwear and they are touching real close to the no-no square?
Yeah.
And it's not flagged?
Correct. I didn't understand that either. I put the censor on my portion of the video because I know if I would have just played it the way they played it, they would have pulled my video down immediately. It was I did not understand that either. And my sister's in the building. I have to shout out Shanina. That's one of my moderators. So y'all be careful for the duration of this show. Please tap that screen. We should be at the 20K mark. We got 96 people in the room. But Shanina, yeah, I've spent about 20 minutes on those eyebrows already. So please feel free to chime on in and join the box or get one of these boxes if you need it. Those eyebrows I find them to be deeply disturbing. I got a wife and a daughter, and they go to the shop on a regular basis. Their eyebrows have never looked that good. Why do those boys' eyebrows look that feminine? Well, why are we doing this? It just literally makes no sense.
It looks
Both of
like
and his eyebrows still look normal. Why are you feminizing both of these boys? These are fake locks, and both their eyebrows are perfectly arched. Make it make sense.
it doesn't make sense. It's like he's grooming them.
Ugh.
He's prepping them for something else. And
Oh,
whether it's personal gain, as his personal use, or for somebody else. I'm telling you now. Here's the story you need to understand. Years ago, they used to go take to. I was raised Baptist, so they would have the Baptist conventions or the sleepovers at the churches. And at one point, they would take the young men. All the ministers would take the young men and say they were prepping them to be men of God. And after about 5 years of this, some stories started coming out where these men were actually grooming these kids for homosexual acts.
no way.
I'm telling you, and so this is me being a mother. I'm like, I'm not going. I don't care how much fun they say they're having. But after that, you watched a decline in the participation of young men.
No
They
way.
did not want to go because now the word had gotten out. This is what they're doing. So I think it's very inappropriate for you to just take young men. We say big brothers, we have an organization here for that.
Sure.
But there are no sleepovers. There's nothing where you are sleeping in a hotel room with kids that don't belong to you. Even when you athletes, the athletes sleep in the room, the coaches or somebody sleep down the hall. But this is very inappropriate for this man to have this much contact with this kid. I'm sorry. I'm glad he's there and I'm here because it would be a whole different story. And the thing is, for people that are saying this is normal, I've read some of the comments on one of his posts, and I'm like, y'all got to be really sick in the head to think this is my sons. I have 4 sons.
Mm-hmm.
My ex-husband would never think about touching or tickling them in any manner like that.
No.
Because it would be a problem with me. We're going to play basketball. We're going to, ride bicycles. We'll go hunting, whatever.
Sure.
But never to the point that you put your hand on a child in a way that's deemed for a woman.
Come on now.
That's what
Come on now.
And for him to be that comfortable, y'all got me laughing with these band boots though. But
The marching band boots. The marching band boots and the Lisa Ray capris was too much for me. It was just way too much for me.
like, okay. But look at his attire. Look at his dress attire. Look how he presents himself.
Correct. Legs folded.
Manly.
There was nothing manly about that pose and nothing manly about them pants.
Honey,
No.
that is all sugar cane. I'm telling you, that is. I don't care what you say. I'm just looking
And
at the
ain't
straight.
nothing godly about it either.
I just think it's a no for me.
But
The fact that
prayerfully,
he's
that they will get him. Prayerfully, the rest of these young men coming out. The young man with the dreads, I saw his video this morning. I guess that's why when I passed this, I tapped in.
Sure.
He was like, oh, he's such a good person. You're better than anybody. You're second to none. And I'm like, what is
And
wrong
I'm
with
happy to be in relationship with you, which I did not like the term. I didn't like the terminology bothered me. What do you mean
his
relationship?
face, though? He's actually believing that he's in love with this man. I don't care how you look at him. What I'm looking at right now is somebody in love with this man.
It was weird. That was just a weird way of describing your relationship with this man. It just felt, it just felt very, very unnatural. I mean, I keep going back to that term. That's the only way I can describe it. Again, I'm not putting in on it because I'm not there, but I'm just saying none of this looks good. None of this looks good, and that apology is what really ruined it for me, because you put it back on the audience. I'm sorry you all feel that way, rather
It was
than
nothing about his actions, but about
correct.
how the people are feeling.
Correct. It was insincere, it was condescending, and it was dismissive. Because
And
at the very least, you can apologize. Okay, maybe I was wrong for putting him in front of that camera. Because the argument was, well, he asked to do it. This guy's 16, 17. He's old enough to have his own account. I would have believed that a little bit more if he would have been sitting in front of the camera alone, just like this one did. And
right.
again, but there was no need for you and the mom to be sitting on the other side, and he's sitting in the middle. Because what else is he gonna say? You know what I mean? It just didn't sit right with me.
He
It
was
didn't sit
caged
right with
in,
me.
so he had to tell their story.
Correct.
If you look at his behavior, and again, it was like he just
Sure,
checked out
Tasha. Hold on just a sec.
the
Okay, I'm
story.
sorry. Mm-hmm.
He was like he was told a story to tell, and that's what he did.
Correct. He recited. It was, what I mean. It was rehearsed. To me, it felt rehearsed. I could be wrong, but it absolutely felt rehearsed.
Oh, no, that's the behavior of this. So the thing is, I would not be surprised if somebody was standing in front of him with some cue cards like "This is what you say" behind the
That's
camera.
that's how bad. That's how insincere it felt. It did not feel. It did not feel real. It really didn't. It just felt like you were doing your best to cover up. You know what I mean? Or to try to fix it up. Yeah.
Well, you can fix it up. Excuse me, with the outfit, pants. I'm sorry. What I'm looking at right now would be like, again, this is just inappropriate behavior. You cannot do this. And he didn't have the common decency to try and protect this kid. When you said this kid wanted this video to be seen, any right man be like, don't put that on the internet, because they're gonna think this and they're gonna think
Correct.
that. He did
Correct.
it like, okay, this is, again, that puts me in a position to believe that this man is a groomer, but also he's setting those kids up for something else.
Come on now. Come on now.
Monetary gain. I don't care how you look at it. Okay, we're gonna have, man, I hate to even go here, but look, you're gonna have a P. Diddy party with these kids on a whole other level.
All
Is that
right.
what you're prepping them for?
Let me grab a couple of comments, and then we'll drop down to Miss Tasha. And Peaceful Soul says intimidation tactic. Mama Joy says yes. Cutie Pie says, did you all see the picture of the older boy holding Vaseline sitting in the car with the pastor? I have not. I
I
have
had to, hold
not
on. I'm
seen
gonna show
that.
it to you. Let me show it to you. Hold
Okay,
on.
I'll put you in the big box when you pull it. Hold on. Why continue to contact to the family of a child who you were accused of essaying? I don't understand that either. He looked at the camera like, "Help me, yo." That's what everybody's feeling that. And now we got Tasha that's prepping to show us the actual photo. I hadn't seen that photo. I know that's disturbing. Cause why? Why? Sonia. Oh, I'm sorry. Tasha, we're ready for you. Well, what are your thoughts? Your thoughts and comments on Mr. T.D.
Hold on.
McNutt?
I got a lot of.
You're muted. We have 103 people in the room. We're only at 13,000 taps. Please, I do not want to have to take a commercial break, but I will if the taps don't get up. So let's move this thing on up to the 20K mark, please, or we will be taking a break. Let me expand you.
Oh, you can't really see it expand.
Um,
Yeah, he's holding it up. He's holding up the Vaseline. The guy, his name is Cameron. I got a lot of information, so y'all give me 5 minutes. I'm gonna break down a lot of stuff
Sure.
for y'all.
Go right
Okay,
ahead.
so I talked to the uncle. I know the uncle. I'm from Mississippi. They from Mississippi. Mimi is the mama. She from Quitman County. That's not far from where, if y'all know about the Emmett Till story, that's not far from where Emmett Till got whatever, right? Okay.
So how do you know them? Or were you
So
in church with
I
them?
know Dunny. No, I know Dunny. Dunny is the uncle of the boy. That's the dad's actual brother. So that's his nephew. The little boy used to be around them all the time. And she came one day, the mom, Mimi, came and took the little boy to Florida, claiming she want to go with her cousin or whatever and change her life. Allegedly she was on some type of drugs.
Okay.
And so she wanted to go change her life, allegedly. Well, the father, the biological father of the boy, he's in prison right now. He's not aware of what's going on. They haven't talked to him
as of yesterday, I spoke with the cousin, the one who is speaking with the case manager over the case. She's the only one allowed to speak to the case manager. And she told me the case manager is a male case manager, that the case manager is watching the social media posts. He is keeping up with everything that's going on. And he has found out that the man was reaching out to the it was a 60-day no contact order as of December the 3rd. Notice the video was like February 6th or 7th or something like that, the live. Okay, so that was right on the borderline of that. The woman in the video, Mimi, the mother, said that you were still reaching out and make sure he was okay and buy him food every day. That's bribery. That's seen as bribery, for one. And also, yes, the boy is intimidated. He's very intimidated. He did not apologize at all for lying on them. He didn't even know what he was apologizing for. If you pay attention, he was just apologizing just for making them mad at him. If that makes sense. So anyway, I got some more information. It's another member has come out. He said he's very scared. I have the text messages if y'all want to read them. He texted and he said he's scared. He want to remain anonymous. And he was talking about Cameron. Cameron, this boy in the picture with the Vaseline, was.
We can see the Vaseline now. There you go.
Because I'm at the top. Yeah. So Cameron has been with him for quite some time, and he was messing with his sisters and his cousin. So the family sent them to his house, the alleged pastor TD house, and it was alleged that some kid was trying to stop the pastor from putting hands on Junior, which is the child that he made apologize. And he tried to stop them from defending the child. Cameron was trying to prevent the kids from defending the child because the mother and the alleged father, well, he's not really a father, the one that makes him call him dad, TD,
Correct.
would be putting hands on him very, very, very bad. Also, I have a video of Cameron admitting that he's in a relationship with TD. That video is not AI. The video is from a year ago, and it's on the church's page.
Oh, wow.
I have the video. It's on my page. If y'all click on my page, I'm not trying to get promotion. I got followers. I'm not. This ain't for no.
Go, Tasha.
But
we want to see it.
It's on my page. He is saying verbatim that he said, I am thankful for being in a relationship with you.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Okay, that
being
video,
in relationship with you. I saw that.
In a relationship, right? Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was weird.
Cameron do have issues. However, Cameron is 18 years old, and Cameron can still be held reliable for the decisions he's making. Yes, he probably can get some type of mental, get put in some type of mental facility or something, because I do feel like he's in Stockholm syndrome. I do feel like that. But however, something was already wrong with this child, because the reason why he was with this man is because he was already fondling with his siblings. He was actually fondling, literally having these kids, if that makes sense. And this was before he was 18. He just turned 18, so now he's, you know what I'm saying, he's comfortable saying certain things. But yeah, it's very disgusting. What else it was? I had to tell y'all because I'm trying to catch my breath. Y'all know I'm big.
Jesus.
I have another member of survivor, because I don't call them victims. It's another survivor of it that is telling his story. He said he will let us know his story when he's comfortable. He is public about it. I think everybody know about that part. It's another one that's in hiding, another survivor that is still in hiding. The messages, hold on. Let me know when y'all ready for them.
You good. Before you get there, Tasha, we're going to make these people do a little bit of work. We have 183 people in the room and only 20,000 taps. This is a very important conversation. We're getting brand new information. And this is a conversation for everybody. Again, this entire show does come with a giant trigger warning. We're talking SA, child abuse and the sort. So if this is something that is uncomfortable for you, please feel free to join us at a later date. In the meantime, I do need you guys to support what's going on so that we can get the views and get the people in the room so that more people can hear what's going on and people can be a little bit more abreast and maybe it can inspire a couple of these victims to come forward. So please do what you can. All you got to do is to tap that screen. It's absolutely free. It didn't cost you a dime. Tap, tap, tap it up. At this point, we're at 24,000 taps, and that's kind of embarrassing with 200 people sitting here. So let's move it on closer to that
I'm
50K
about to.
mark.
I'm about to crop them right quick. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm
As she's prepping her photo. I mean, I'm sorry, the text messages. So
It's called receipts.
receipts. I like that. So please tap that screen, folks. We're working today. So let's tap it up. Take all the time you need, Tasha. We'll just sit here in silence as you work it. I got to get my charger anyway, so that's a great time to take a tap break. So please, my mods know what to do. Latonya, could you hold it down while I go grab my charger, because I'm at 14% and I don't want my live to end. So let's tap that screen, folks.
Gotcha,
Thank
buddy.
you. Thank you.
Oh, good morning.
Right now we are on commercial break. Everyone should tap the screen. We need to move these numbers on up. Let's see, we are at 30,000. I think we need to get on up to 45. Let's go, people. And if you could, please mute.
All right, I got them ready. 1 second.
Give him a moment to come back. He went to
Okay.
go get the charger.
Okay. And yeah, we gonna wait. Cause I gotta talk about that daddy too of Cameron's.
Everyone in the room, please tap.
Tasha Mac, I want to say thank you for your
You're welcome.
exclusive, because this is really, like, I've been watching it, but I didn't get a chance to go into it. And I really thank you for all that you have done. So that's all.
Oh, for sure. I called a school yesterday, but they were closed. I guess cause for Good Friday or something like that. But I called a school, they were closed. But I called the police station, and that woman, her name is Amanda. She already knew what was going on. It's a lot of people been calling them, and she couldn't wait to give me the case information.
All right.
All right.
I'm queued back up. All right, folks, we're at 35K. We're going to 135 people in the room. Let's continue tapping that screen. Let's move it on up closer to that 50K mark. Tasha, are you ready?
I am. Let me
All
get
right.
to
Tasha has the floor. She's giving us brand spanking new information with regards to Mr. Pastor TD McNutt. Go ahead, Miss Tasha.
Miss Tasha is speaking. Can everyone else mute your mics, please?
Okay, we're good.
All right. So you see these first messages. This is what he said. I am a victim of TD McNutt. I see the members are bought. He said, from houses to cars. I will be the voice, but discreet. As long as you tell my story, the protection and protect my identity. That's the first thing he was saying.
Mm.
And this you might want to put it on the big screen.
Oh, sure. Let me expand you. Let me pull myself down. Give me a second. There you go.
All right, and y'all can read that if you want to read that.
First,
maybe I'll read if you need me.
Okay,
to.
yeah, please do.
All right, no worries. First, Cameron is also a pedo. He his half sibling and cousin. His mother and father and family covers it up. TD buys loyalty, buying houses, cars to win the loyalty of the 10 people who attend. I am a witness of TD McNutt publicly humiliating children, yet claimed to be a prophet and psychologist. First, Edification only comes from a real pastor, apostle, mouth stacking. I don't know what he was trying to say right there. Mouth stacking, a psychologist knows that public humiliation strips the child of self-esteem. I guess he was saying the kids. He manipulates those kids basically, and he embarrassed them. He is guilty of grooming boys into I can't say certain things, lifestyle. First, using tactics to tear them down internally. I'm a witness to the abuse of this boy and public humiliation. What can I do to report my experience? He said another pastor confessed to he know TD McNutt very well, and TD McNutt is still dibbling in that lifestyle of y'all see the word. I'm scared for my safety, to be honest. And then the response was, I'm gonna read it on off the other one first. Hold on. The response was, when you mean safety, is he known to be violent? That's the response. He is, and very aggressive, along with church members. And then it said, outside of the physical abuse, we believe he is inflicting on Junior. What has he done to make you believe he is capable of harming you or any other adult? He said he keeps two men around him, meaning that he got two people that intimidate other people with him. He keeps two men around him who claim to not be all the way, not all the way saved, but need money from him. He will pay for whatever he needs done. They will follow. These people, 10 people, are money hungry and have and will do anything for it. He just promised a house to Carmisha. That's Mimi. That's the mama. He will buy it. And then the response was, how many members does his church? He meant to say have. I have heard various numbers, mostly centering around 10 to 15. We trust people behind a doctor degree. He's basically saying that the man is not certified for the things that he's doing. And so he said about 11 or 12, 5 out of state members and 9 in-state members. This man is trying to be worldwide with this cult. So 14. That's interesting. One lady was kicked out the church that called him out. I wonder if that lady has spoken out. I have yet to hear from any members outside of the 5 who came forward claiming what they claim. He said, well, I am one, and it is scary. He makes me psychologically feel like I'm betraying him. On top of this, and he hasn't even said a word to me about this, not even to protect me online, because I am definitely getting attacked by random people who think I agree to this. So he is one of the people that is pictured in those pictures of, the pictures of them. I am sorry you are experiencing this and that you also feel trapped. So those are messages from the person who was a part of it, but he's no longer a part. Well, he was a part of the church, allegedly, but he's no longer a part of it. You can also see him seen with this is not the man who with the messages, but you can also see him seen with a lot of people of that community, if that makes sense. I'm not trying to be funny because I'm not against that community, but you see him all the time. Of course, I know y'all seen the sexual toys that he had posted.
I did not.
Yes, he have like a bib. He made a post about having sexual demons. This was 2023, and he posted a bib, and it was like it said blowjob on it. This is Cameron's father, and if you read this at the bottom, it is literally the man is saying that pretty much that the father is giving him permission to own his son. He's giving him the permission to own his son, right? So Jed, I don't know if y'all know Jed, but Jed went live last night, and he found Jed. He with the black cat people. He the people that go get anybody the police can't get. He one of those type of people. He one of those people that he can find anything off the black market. This is Cameron's father, and I know y'all can see the resemblance. He has 8 children in all. Cameron is one of them. He also reaped the benefits of his son being there, if that makes sense. He was on the live arguing with Jed last night, and Jed found his location. His real name is Craig Johnson. He found his location where he lived. He lived with his mama. The father does. And it was a whole lot of back and forth, and he just went to start talking about, that's why I voted for Trump. That's why I voted for Trump. He just kept spamming that in the chat, making us all believe that this man also have a mental issue as well. Let me see. It's so much stuff, y'all. I've been back and forth. I got like 4 stories I'm doing right now. But what I have been doing to help the situation, because I don't just get on social media. You can bring me down if you want to. Sure. I don't just get on social media to just, go viral and stuff like that. I actually do stuff behind closed doors. Like, I actually go try to find these people. Like, I go to Florida. I will go to Florida. I will catch a flight to Florida, and I will go to their school and speak to their principal. Of course, I'm not financially I'm not financially stable enough to just jump and do something like that. But that's the type of person I am. I put my feet on the ground. I'm not on here just trying to just let everybody know what's going on. If I can get somebody who really can get there and reach out and touch them, that's the whole purpose of this. So behind closed doors, like I was telling them earlier, I called the school. The school was closed yesterday. I guess it was Good Friday or something. Good Friday, Good Monday stuff, whatever they got going on. And so school was out yesterday. But I called the police station. She gave me the case number. The case is still ongoing. He's still on the investigation. The case manager, the male case manager, he said if he would have known before the 60 days was up at the time that this man was still gifting this child before those 60 days was over with, and it was a no contact order, he would have got charged for secondhand contact, and the mother would have gotten charged. But now they are reopening it because, again, like I said, the father did not know. The man is lying to people like he have custody of this child. The mother, allegedly, Mimi, gave up custody of the child. Gave up her legal custody, but the father did not. So even though he's in jail, he still have the right for his child. He still have the right, now somebody can temporarily be a guardian, but you can't give up the right. You can't just take the rights from somebody because they having a bad thing going on in their life, if that makes sense. But we're waiting on the father. The uncle, he been on it. He's a truck driver. But he been crying for months trying to get this child. The cousin that I spoke with yesterday, she said that they never, the woman, Mimi, never let them talk to the child. They call him every year for Christmas and his birthday, because again, this child was in their life every day. They were actually taking care of this little boy, the father's side of the family, and she was basically she was basically saying that she would say, oh, he's okay, and she'll be like, can I speak to him? He can hear you. Like, he always being monitored. He's always being monitored by them. Even in that video, and y'all said everything y'all need to say about that video. The boy Cameron was saying, and it was told that he hold the child down a lot of the times. He does physically abuse this child as well. It is alleged that, but they don't let him have a voice for real. So that's what I had to say. I'm on this all day. Like, I don't got none of these Valentine's Day, but shit, I like to be in the house. I'm simple. I'm simple. My man ain't gonna do nothing. We ain't gonna do but watch TV, something like that. We ain't going nowhere. We trying to save money. We ain't got it for real. But I'm on this, y'all. So if y'all got more questions for me, I'm gonna get on mute, and y'all can,
I appreciate you, Tasha, for bringing all that additional information. Again, I just got started on this one maybe last night, and a lot of the information that you're providing to everybody is brand new. It's definitely brand new to me. So thank you for adding that additional perspective. Again, it's so important to
Excuse
keep
me,
that.
Marquise. I'm sorry. One quick question.
Go ahead,
Tasha, can you DM me the number to the school?
Of course.
So when you call on, because I'm going to call on Tuesday, because they might be closed on Monday as well. Let's tag team.
I got that man address too, and I got the house. I found the school through this is what I did. I went on Zillow, And so just so you can be aware, I went on Zillow and put the house in the Zillow, and it tell you the school for that district. Legally, that's the school system. So right now, I can't tell you, hey, this is the exact school. But when I did my, I did, the I think the common sense way to find a school that was in that vicinity of their house. And so,
Okay.
because it could easily be, the Mimi's house, because alleged, I forgot to add this part. Mimi, the mother, she's supposed to have another house. She don't live there. Only he lives there. He lives there Monday through Friday with the alleged pastor, and she lives in a different household. So he could be in a school system with her house, which is not hard to find. But just to give you a heads up, I'm going to give you the number and everything. For it's Palm Beach High School or something like that. I'm gonna give you the number that I got, but yeah, that just be
That's
aware
fine.
it may be a
All I
different
need is
school.
that number. I
I
can
got you.
handle the rest from there.
Thank
According
you.
to
You're welcome.
the comments, they claim that the school is closed, or well, they won't be open until Wednesday.
Okay, thank you. I
Yes.
knew they was closed
You're
this week
welcome.
for something.
Okay.
Oh, it's
All
spring
right.
break. It's spring break. That's what that
How's
Okay.
is.
everybody doing?
Hello, Vern. How you doing this morning? Good
I'm
to see
good.
you.
I'm good.
We have 150 people in the room. We have 51K. We're going to move that thing closer to that 100K mark. So please continue tapping the screen. Also, anybody is more than welcome to join this particular conversation. You just have to be one of my friends. And there's absolutely no cursing in the comments, no cursing on the panel. Those are the only rules. Anything else pretty much goes. We're talking TD, McNutt. We're going to jump up to Tyra, who's been waiting for a minute, and then Alicia, that's just stepped in, and then my brother Vern, who knows how this thing runs. So, Tyra,
Amen.
we're ready for you. Tyra going once. Tyra going
Going
twice.
twice. We'll see you later,
Tyra
Tyra.
going back to the comment section. All right, Miss
I'll be back,
Alicia.
y'all. I'll be
No
back. I'm
problem.
finna go. I got another story I'm working on. These man got caught. Yeah, that's another time. We can tell y'all talking about something else. But yeah, I'll be back, y'all.
No
Okay.
problem. Thank you, Tasha.
You're welcome.
All right, Miss Alicia, you've been waiting for quite some time. We're ready for you. Alicia going once. Alicia going twice. Alicia going back to the comment section. Vern, welcome, brother. Good to see you. We're
you
clearing
on
these
one
boxes
today?
right
You
on
on
out. All right, this is the topic of the day. Please tell me you are familiar with Mr. TD McNutt.
I can't remember what happened with him.
Well, you should have saw my video. Oh, I just put it up a couple of days ago. No, not a couple of days, a couple of hours ago. TD McNutt is pictured here with his two, I guess we'll say cousins / godsons. He's gotten into a world of a mess because this one, who was 16 years old, went to the school and basically alleged that he was being essayed and abused by Pastor
TD.
McNutt. He has since gotten this boy to come online and refute everything that he allegedly said, and it's turned into a big old ruckus. So that's pretty much
Oh my
what
God.
complete with arched eyebrows, that outfit, and a host of
Terrible
other
outfit.
issues.
Terrible outfit. I don't even know what he was thinking about when he put that on the morning. Man, I don't think anybody's gonna say something off the top of their head just because they want to get somebody else at that age.
Vern, and then
If he
let me add even more context to it. There's a video, and again, once you watch my video, you'll see, because I clipped as much of it as I could. There's a video of him and the mom when this boy is turning 15, I believe. They pull the blanket off of him. He is in nothing but a t-shirt and briefs, not even boxers, and he's tickling this boy all over his body, all including between his legs, wishing him a happy birthday.
No, it ain't
Recorded
happening at my
and
house.
posted it. The boy says, I peed on myself during this video, and they're laughing it up, which my understanding for a lot of SA victims, bedwetting is a symptom. So we have lots of things to say about this guy.
Yeah, that's
Tickling, Vern.
yeah.
Who was
Wow.
doing that with a 15-year-old?
Whose parents gonna let somebody that's just not even their daddy do some crazy stuff with their son, especially pulling off a blanket and going inside his room?
Come on
You're
now.
not if especially about he ain't a stepfather. He ain't a he no.
Cousin.
Mm-mm.
A cousin that's
Well, I
acting
don't.
in dad.
What a cousin, quote unquote cousin. Come on. Mm-mm.
Thank you so much. I
That
appreciate
ain't
it.
happening. No, the young man's probably. I'm gonna say the young man's telling the truth.
Cause
He's probably.
why would it be that? You know what I mean? And then what I didn't like about the guy, he came back, he did a whole apology video to us. But he didn't apologize for humiliating this guy on the internet or that
Mhm.
whole incident with the draw with tickling him in his drawers. But you apologize because of how we felt about it, which is not an apology at all. You're just being insincere, condescending, and dismissive. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Right.
not. I'm having a hard time buying any of what the pastor is saying.
Well,
And these
I ain't
recent
gotta have a hard
ways
time
in
buying
this,
it because I ain't buying it.
it's
It ain't for
how.
sale.
And he
It ain't
claims
for
that
sale.
he claims this was the quote unquote son's idea. This boy is old enough to have an
Come
account of
on.
his own. If he wanted to come on and say what he had to say, there would be no need for you and the mama to be sitting on both sides of him with him looking petrified as if he's ready for
So is
Tucson.
he married to the mama?
No, they're cousins.
They actually cousins.
Him and the mama are actually cousins.
Wow. I almost think makes me kind of sound like him and the mama got something going on because that don't
Some,
even make no sense.
something is
I mean,
not.
it don't. I mean, I'm
I
being
was going
honest
to
with
say
you,
kissing cousins.
right? Because that don't make no sense. I'm not. I tell you right now, ain't none of my cousins coming over to my house and going inside my kids' rooms.
It,
That don't
it,
happen.
it makes no sense. Michael, I see
They
you.
don't get past the kitchen or the living room.
Mike, I see you requested to come up. You have to be one of my friends, and then you're more than welcome to join the box. So hit that button, and then you're more than
No,
welcome to join the
no,
conversation.
I don't. And that's no.
It's
I
not
ain't
making
buying
it.
none of that.
It's not making sense to me. Somebody
The
make it
man,
make sense to me.
no, that young man is not gonna put your name out there like that, especially if you're his relative and y'all that close.
Correct.
So
Why?
it happened.
Why start that? You know what I mean? Of all rumors, of all things you could say about your
Hmm.
cousin, this is what you came up
Right.
with. I
Well, kids don't. I mean, most times, 9 times out of 10, most kids when they first thing come out their mouth is actually the truth.
come on, come on now. And like I said, every photo I've seen of the three of them
And
just looks very peculiar.
right when it comes to a situation like this, most kids don't. I mean, I ain't never had a kid that I know throw something out there like that and not be something, something going on.
Smoke and fire, and
The
then
smoke, there got to be some
smoke and
smoke
fire,
and fire there somewhere.
smoke and fire.
I agree.
And I feel like it would be a failure of the system. He reported it to the school, and now he's right back with them. If it turns out that this is indeed the truth, then not only did the school fail, the system failed this boy because he did what he was supposed to do. I'm not.
Right.
I'm stuck at how did he get this boy back that quickly? It just it's literally not making any sense to
Wow.
me. Not making any sense to me. But yeah, that is where we are. And like that tickling video was enough for me. I didn't understand how the tickling video was allowed to stay up on the app because people have gotten live shut down. The
I
video
don't
was
even see the
taken for
tickler video.
parts.
That to me is crazy in itself. I'm telling you, my no, my cousins are not even. They ain't paying attention to my kids like that.
Insane,
Not especially not in my house.
insane, insane. The more I
And if
just
they and if I go and if my kids when they were little, we went to my cousins' houses. They was with me or they was with their cousins outside playing.
mm-hmm.
It wasn't no. It wasn't. All grown-ups was in my sight.
Yeah, well, according
That's
to
just. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. All
sure,
grown-ups was in my sight. We wasn't doing all that. We wasn't. No,
yeah.
no,
According to
no.
the
I mean,
mom, what we're
that
seeing, she
don't
just
happen.
wanted him to have a positive male role model. So he spends time with mom, but basically it's like custody is split between mom and TD McNutt. And I just something is wrong. Something is to me just something ain't right. Something ain't right.
Mm-mm. No,
Something ain't right.
no. That's got some smoke in the air.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And again, I'm not saying that children don't lie because children do,
Yeah,
but
all the time.
this is some serious. some serious
Mm-hmm.
business here. You know what I mean?
And
And
why
so,
would a child just make that kind of lie up?
thank you, sir. Thank you, Grocery.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like this. A child,
Come on,
when you
Sonya.
are a child, you know certain things, you know certain things. But a child is not making that kind of lie up. It's in detail of doing these things. I just don't think this child is making this up. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I've been there
And I
before. I'm not even gonna go
yeah,
there.
and I think Sonya was down at the bottom, and she got whoever he's reporting this to is sweeping it up under the rug. I guarantee you, you're right, Sonya. That don't make no sense
Come
because
on up, Sonya.
even if the authorities should have been called,
They were.
regardless,
They
and they
were.
well, where's the investigation?
I think they said it went on for like 60 days, but they couldn't find any substantiated proof. So that's how he's back with the guy.
Oh.
I
Thank you, Miss Button.
Sonia, we're ready
Help
for you.
me out.
Welcome to
Put
the
your new goal up.
conversation. What
Put
would
your
you
new
like to
goal
add
up,
to the Pastor T.D.
Marquise.
McNutt conversation? What's that, Crystal?
Hey, I needed
Put
to
your new
sit
goal
for a
up,
minute because I
please.
didn't see your video.
Okay,
So I needed to sit and listen for a minute.
sure.
But it seems to me as though whoever the child reported it to, maybe they're having the same issue, and maybe that's why nothing's being done, and maybe that's why it was so easy for this child to go back to the situation. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying?
That is
Yeah.
a
Because you
good
don't know
point.
who you're bringing. You don't know who you're bringing to these school systems. You
That's a
don't
good
know
point.
really what their background. You can do a background check on a person all you want, but you will really never know what's hidden inside that person. And maybe whoever this child reported it to is one of those type of people and sweep it under the rug, because there's no way this child should ever be back in the presence of the mother, the father, the uncle, or anybody connected to the situation. This child should be in a whole different household, different environment.
Right.
He should
It's
not be
called
allowed to be
it's
around
called
them
child it's
at
called
all.
child protective custody.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't mean to. I listen to you, and I'm a first timer, and this really bothers me because I'm gonna take it to when we go to the police department and we report somebody missing,
Come on.
and they're gonna tell us, oh, give them 48 hours or
Mhm.
they're a teenager, whatever. There's what is the greatest thing on earth? Is life. This young man went and said, "Listen, I'm being taken advantage of. It's something being done to me that should not be being done to me."
Come on, Mike.
And and to me, for you to say 60 days, no. Once that child come and say, listen, I'm being violated.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being violated. But see, I tell people a lot of time, people in society, they do not care until it's them or somebody they love.
Come on, Mike.
That's when we want all the attention, bro. And I'm not gonna take and the young lady that was like she would take flight to Florida, whatever. I pray you find the finances to do what you need to do, because this right here is man, this just bothers me. It's wrong on so many levels, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's wrong. There's no precious thing on earth than life.
Mm-hmm.
This young man has been, ain't no telling what happened to him, like the young lady said, Sonya. There's no telling what happened to this young man once he got put back. It's almost like we put him back in that situation. And that's even more wrong. But I pray the best happen for him, man. And to these grown-ups, like this Mr. McNutt that is perpetrating these things upon our children and everything, bro, your day of reckoning will come. Your day of reckoning will come. I can assure you that. I can assure you that. And you can see one thing about man on earth. You might can bribe him. You might can pad his pockets so you can continue your agenda. But I can promise you, it's a man that sit up high and look down low. I promise you, bro. When that karma come, it ain't
Come
gonna. It
on.
don't care who you is or what your social status is, bro. All it know is showing up to show out.
Come on now. Come on
And
now.
y'all have a great one, man. But this right here, just really, and I thank you, sir, for allowing me to come up and
Absolutely,
vent.
man.
Thank y'all, and I pray the rest of you guys, ladies and gentlemen, y'all be blessed. Y'all have a great rest of your day and everything, and take care and be safe, man.
I appreciate you so
Thank
much,
you.
Mike. You're more than welcome to come up and join this panel as often as you like, man. Those are the people I like to talk to, people that got some good common sense. Thank you so much for adding that fresh perspective. Thank you for being so passionate in your speech, and so for what men are supposed to be, and that's providing and protecting these young people out here in this world. And this, to me, just seems like a violation. This seems like watching a train wreck in progress, and we're just left helpless. Again, the best thing that we can do in this situation is what we're doing right now, and that's to bring attention to it. What they say, the squeaky wheel always get the attention, and if enough of us start using our platforms in the way that I often use mine, and that's to spread awareness and to bring attention to stories like this, then a lot of things can change. So let's do all that we can. Again, let's start using our platforms for more than our ego boost. And I've been doing this for 4 years, and I'm going to continue to do that. And you guys being here, you tapping that screen, you putting those hearts up actually helps to just spread the word. So you guys are helping just by being here and by hitting that screen. So keep on tapping it. We're going to keep this conversation going. Again, it's a very layered topic. Again, this entire conversation does come with a giant trigger warning. We're talking about some very serious matters and things that oftentimes we as a community, a Black community, shy away from, but not today. It's time for us to start talking. If this came out of this baby's mouth, we got to take it seriously. You know what I mean? We can't just dismiss the thoughts that come out of a child. I'm sorry, I just can't do that. Thank you, Mother. Good to see you. You know, there's a box for you. Again, everybody's welcome to join the conversation. You just have to be one of my friends. Hit it. Come on in. Again, just no cursing down here, no cursing over there. Anything else?
One other thing, Marquise.
Sure, go ahead, son.
This man and people like him, regardless of the title that he holds, they need help. They need psychological help. They need people that's going to get them the help they need so that they can get their self under control. Because this is a disease. This is not making an excuse for this man. Wrong is wrong all day long, whether you male, female, whatever, child or not. He needs help. Someone needs to get him some help so that it can stop. Because if he doesn't get the help that he needs, we can pray all day. I believe in the power of prayer. You know I do.
Absolutely.
But he needs some help. And then if he doesn't get some help, it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. And everybody that he has encountered needs help. And the people
Sonia,
that are
that's the
supporting him,
thing.
and the
You
people
hit
that
it
are
on the head.
supporting him. What'd you say, big brother?
You hit it on the head.
Yeah. And the people that are supporting him, his armor bearers, which is what they are called, they need help. They all need help because nobody's seeing what's really going on, and they think it's okay, and it's not okay because no amount of money can help this child's sanity.
Yeah. And here's the thing, the men, because what I couldn't stand about him was he kept flanking every sentence at the beginning or the end with "glory to God's name." And I've seen too many times. Again, I'm a Christian. I go to church every Sunday. But what I do not like about some ministers, and of course not all ministers are built the same, is those that weaponize their faith against others. And again, I've gotten into plenty of trouble in plenty of churches because I see them as no different than me. You put on your pants the same way I put on mine, and we both stand up and pee. So please, only difference is you might can spit that word out a little bit more, a little bit better than I can.
And
But the
see,
problem,
that's the thing.
the problem that we have, especially in Black churches, we have these people that get in these positions and then they elevate themselves to the point where people are afraid to speak up or speak out against them. I am not that Christian.
Amen. I'm sorry.
I think we hold people to I know a lot of people say we're supposed to hold pastors and
beyond reproach
people in higher standards.
Sure.
But I strongly disagree with that, only because it's not disrespecting them.
Sure.
but only because of the main fact of these are people
These are
first
humans.
who have
Right.
struggles just like we do. It's not excused. I'm not excusing it before, anybody say no, but these are people first who accepted the call to do what God called them to do. But when they accepted the call, they didn't get rid of the other stuff.
Correct.
The other stuff came with them.
Correct.
So we hold these people to a standard, not realizing the same people who are holding to a standard are having some of the same struggles we're having, but
Amen.
worse. Because it intensifies with them because of the call on their life.
Got it.
But that's not excusing them. But I don't believe we should hold anybody that's in a leadership position to a higher standard than we're willing to hold ourselves.
Mm.
I don't agree.
Yeah, and now I do feel. Go ahead, Chris. I'm gonna let you have it. Go ahead. Go
No, go
ahead.
ahead. No, you go first. I just
Well,
your
I do
panel.
feel like, and maybe I think we're trying to say the same thing. Now, I do feel like pastors are supposed to be held at a higher standard than everybody else. Of course,
Thank you.
you're not supposed to be in the club. You're not supposed to be drinking. You're not supposed to be smoking. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to be like the commoners. You're supposed to be that example. And again, everybody does fall short. But if we're standing in the church together and you cussing just as loud as me, then why am I looking to you for anything? You see, so on that, I don't know. I don't know if we're just disagreeing in terminology or if that's what you actually mean, Sonia. But I'll I'll let Crystal jump in and then give you the opportunity to clarify on that. Go
I
ahead,
was gonna
Crystal.
say the same thing because when we look up to these pastors and we come to these churches and we are sinning because people sin. I know I do, but I know my God. I know Him. But situations come into situations. I don't understand how people can say we can't blame the person of the church, the person we look up to, the person we go to church like him. He's a pastor. I don't agree on what you're saying. You're saying we shouldn't look at him as I can't come to the words. We can't look at him as he's supposed to do what he's supposed to do. I don't
That's
agree
not what I
on
was.
what you're
No, that's
saying.
not what I mean.
You
No,
said
no,
you said
Crystal.
we shouldn't look at him on he's supposed to do what he has to do, but people do. People go to church to go to the pastor. Oh, the pastor is so good. Whatever. He has to show leadership. He has to show leadership, and to me, this one is not. That's just my opinion. He's
I
not.
agree that this one is not, but what I am saying, and I think you misconstrued what I'm saying. I think Marquise has what I think he
Am I
knows what I'm
closer?
saying,
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
but I will say this. What I
Sure.
mean is pastors are supposed to be above reproach in the sense of no, they are not supposed to be doing as the world does.
Sure.
What I mean is sometimes we put them so high in
Right.
such a position to
Right.
where when they fall, because they're going to fall, they're going to sin, they're going to do things, okay? I'm
They're
not
gonna weapons.
saying they should be in a club. I'm not saying they should be drinking out in public. I'm not saying they should be doing all manner of things. That's not what I'm saying. But what
Sure.
I'm saying is we put them so high up because they are pastors
Some
until
people do.
when they sin, hold on, Crystal, when they sin, we forget that they number one came in the ministry with that sin because the
Mhm.
call is given without repentance. Okay, the call and the gifts are given without repentance. There's nothing they can do about that. They have a choice to accept the call or reject the call. That's between them and God. But when they do, they have to clean up just as much as we have to clean up. They have to take just as much to God as we have to take to God. And what I'm saying is, we sometimes look at them as though they are above sin, and they're not above sin. I'm not
Mm.
saying they should be out there living their best life, doing what they doing, whatever. That's not what I'm saying. But we look at them as though they're above sin, and they're not above sin. That's why I say this man here that's doing this stuff, he needs help. He needs some help to get better so that he will not do what he's doing. Now, I'm not one to say about what he's supposed to be doing in the pulpit, whether he's supposed to be preaching. Now, look, that's between him and God. I ain't that judge. I'm gonna leave that to God on Judgment Day for him to say what he gotta say. I'm not gonna use what we use as believers as righteous judgment, because our righteous judgment ain't always right. And I'm gonna leave that at that. But that's what I mean, Crystal. I'm not saying he should be living his best life sinning and just doing what he want to do. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is we sometimes put them so high until when they sin, we can't see that, hey, he's a pastor, true enough. She's a whatever, true enough. But they're also human fighting sin just as much as we do. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I want to jump in before it gets impossible to jump in, but
Because we're getting there.
yeah. So as a Christian, I have to remind people that not all pastors are called.
Sure.
They
Thank you.
answer a call, but it's not always God that they answering to. They could be answering to the call of the money. They could be answering to the call of a situation. But in my mind and the study that I believe in, pastors are chosen by God. They don't
Amen. I
get
agree.
pastors are chosen by God. God picks who He wants to be His leaders, and then other people they come in and they see they see what's the word? They
The
see
glory of it.
the
Mm-hmm.
glory of what the pastors who are chosen have, and they call themselves to it because they want a piece of it. This man obviously was not called by God. He was not chosen by God because God would not do that. God would not do that. So that man, he has a higher calling on his own. He called himself. Maybe because if he thought that he had a title, it would be easier for him to do what he doing and get away with it. Because there's a lot of people out there that do. And that's why they fall so hard. If you ain't led by the if you ain't truly led by God, it ain't gonna work no way. That's all I had to say.
I like it.
Wait, can
Okay.
I jump in?
Oh yeah,
Wait,
go ahead, Miss T.
wait, T. Wait a minute.
Well,
I
first and
came in.
foremost, we
I
got
came
legally
in here
black that came in
screaming.
before you, TT.
I came in here screaming hello and hi. Y'all didn't hear me. I came off the mic. I'm
I
here to
didn't hear you at
spread
all.
love. T. Hi,
Hello,
T.
TT. Welcome back.
Sonia. Latanya. What's up, pretty? Petty. Crystal, get off of the thing. Marquise, we love you. We've been praying for you. See,
Thank
Get
y'all
you
off
so
what
about to
much.
thing?
cuss me
You said
out
get off
thinking
Crystal,
I'm
get off what
butting in the
thing?
line. What?
Thank you.
Crystal, what you say?
You said Crystal, get off the thing. What thing?
You was on the teacup.
He was on
Hi.
Teacup
Oh
Girl.
yeah, I was texting.
Hi, Crystal. I love you, Crystal.
Oh hey TT, how you doing? Hey,
Hi,
It's
sweet
good to
baby
see you,
baby.
beautiful. I miss y'all.
You
I know
too.
I miss
we
y'all in
miss
the book club,
everyone.
but I got a lot going on.
We do too.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, baby.
TT.
Hi, baby. Happy Valentine's Day, baby. Come off of mute unless you're asleep, baby. And she left. I was gonna go.
Hey,
I
see
was
what
I
I'm
love
talking
you.
about, TT?
Got
I
my
was
phone
gonna
Wow.
give
set
her a
down.
hug.
Happy
Oh, she
Valentine's.
left because of
You
me?
done ran off my friend. She didn't even get to speak.
Oh,
She didn't
because I
say
was
no.
saying
TT didn't
I
say
was
no, but
saying
hey,
hi to everybody and spreading love, and she left. Oh my god.
that's
Oh
all
my
she
god.
did.
Never mind. I apologize, legally black. Please come back.
I'll go get her. Where's she at? My bad. I was just spreading love, girl. My bad.
Miss T, before we were so rudely interrupted and before she ran off one of the panelists, you were about to speak.
There is a
Ma'am.
difference from a pastor that operates and has human nature, which is, something happens, my kid goes crazy, That might be a bad example. My spouse says something to me and I cuss. I say a cuss word or something like that. Or, I take occasionally something happens, I turn around. But you should not stay in a condition of a sin if you're saying that you are a pastor and
Come on
your
now.
lifestyle should not show that. The word of God holds preachers, teachers, prophets, all of those with a call at a higher standard. It does say many are called, but few are chosen. Yes.
Come on.
But that scripture isn't necessarily just talking about us. It's talking about, I think Sonny said a very pivotal thing, and it's this. It's that we tend to hold them at a different place than we hold ourselves.
Uh-huh.
And the word of God says, be ye holy, for I am holy. You have a command that when you come into him, you are supposed to hold yourself at a different standard. You were supposed to do that. And leadership, by all means, period. We wouldn't expect, we do have a president that's absolutely crazy, but we wouldn't expect certain leadership to act in a certain role or a certain place because they are a representation of us. They're a representation of the people. They're speaking a representation of the state. They're speaking a representation of, if that makes sense. And so, but the problem is that when we allow these people, and I don't blame the pastor, I blame the people who are the team that brought him in, the people who are the ministers, the elders, the executive board, all those people that are there that see this man and his policy, that know that he is something is, I can look at him from a mile away and say that this man, he definitely has residue. He definitely has residue. There is no way in the world that I would be an executive pastor on any type of team and sit there and serve underneath him. I would never do it. I would not do it. You have to hold them at a standard. And it's our job as leadership. It's our job as the table. It's our job to make sure that they are not the people. And, the people are going to follow who they're going to follow. But at the same time, when I look, you can look at him from a mile away and tell him. And yes, gifts come without repentance, but there are certain gifts or certain places you just can't be at. Like no. And y'all know I've been an executive pastor for 16 years?
Yeah.
I've been in ministry my whole life. And I don't give myself bus passes to say I can just act a certain kind of way. No, I'm not going to do that because I understand if someone, and the reason why I say it's a difference is because let's say somebody else who, sister, whatever, that's just in the church. If something happens to her and she falls, it's not going to affect the whole church. When you have a pastor, a minister, or someone who was taken on the call, or of shepherd, well, I'm saying shepherds, someone who was a shepherd. If something happens, you can cause a whole bunch of people to stumble, a whole bunch of them, because you have chosen to walk into this. No, I'm not saying, no, I am saying that man is operating. I don't care. My discernment kicks in. When he started talking and opened up his mouth, I heard liars. So I don't back up for what I believe. And Marquise, no, I will go for bad for people if I believe, the situation is wrong, because I do know that people will run over pastors and stuff like that. And we hold other people so whatever. And then when it comes to pastors, we try to tear them down. So I'm not saying that. But this man is a liar, and I ain't backing up from that.
I ain't mad at you, T. Marie. I cannot get past the Lisa Ray pants and the marching band boots. And the eyebrows being arched on both of these boys and them fake dreadlocks you can put on him. That's just something. A lot of this is just not right. Again, the allegations, and nobody's going to convince me of a boy that's 15 and still wet in the bed, and you pulling off a blanket and tickling him between his legs is somehow okay. And again, his apology only made me angry because you apologize for our feelings. You never apologize for anything that you did that we clearly saw or as inappropriate. So it just felt, like I say, very much insincere, condescending, and most importantly, dismissive. So I don't have anything for him. TT has a lot of experience in counseling and dealing with children that are victims of this type of act. Again, all of this is alleged, but we're just going off of what we're seeing and what was said. So, Timmy, I'm so happy. TT, I'm so happy to have you here. And whatever you'd like to add at this point, please, you have the floor.
Are you really happy to see me?
I am. It's been a month, TT. I've had the hardest month of my life. I've missed all of y'all. Most definitely, I'm happy to see you.
were gone a month, and then see, I was gone before that because I told you in the DM, you know,
Yeah.
my challenges. So that's like 2 months total. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, what? But what was your? Because this is so loaded, so I don't even want to speak on his pastoral shipness, fakeness, because I ain't concerned about that. That ain't my ministry. I
Sure.
don't
Sure.
care.
Let's talk about tickling people in their underwear and posting it online. You can start there.
Well, see, I've seen him here and there, but I haven't did a deep dive because I reach out to CPSs in different states, and I challenged the CPS, but I didn't. It was like a general challenge because I don't know what state it is.
Florida.
But the video, oh godly, have mercy.
Yeah. And then he got online, him and the sister, and basically coerced him, at least that's the way it feels, into apologizing and retracting every statement he made to the school.
And that's the video that I challenged them on because right there in that video, if you have an iota and a bit of intuition, not even professionalism with children, you talking about
It was
that
rehearsed.
child was held hostage. His whole spirit was just screaming, "Help me!"
Yeah.
And the way that he was chastising him and that to shame him was
Correct.
the point of the video.
Correct.
But he was just screaming to me, and it didn't take a professional person to see that mess. And you know, oh yeah, I'm gonna do more of a deep dive in it, but I think it's just blatant. But wait a minute now, hold up, because I seen another video. Hey, fat. Um,
Hey.
now is this his biological father?
No, that's his cousin. The him and the sister are cousins. So she is basically wanting him to have a positive male figure in his life, which is not uncommon. So she comes and gets the boy from time to time, every week, but he has them a good portion of the week.
But is she and the cousin living together?
No, they don't live together.
This is disgusting.
Tell us how you really feel, TT. And here's the thing: the moment my child accused you of doing things to him, my child never would have came back to your house
Ever,
ever.
ever.
My child never would have been there in the first place.
Also true.
There you
but
go. That's
but
exactly it.
none of this is making sense to me. And I would definitely with you, Jay. Jay say I will be in jail under the jail, Jay.
Mm. And you know what the sad part about it, like I say, is that we see this more. Y'all are privy to it because of social media, and thank
Yeah,
God for that part. But the thing about it is, it's happening every day,
yeah,
day in and day out. But I feel like that is the Lord, since He wants to put God and honor God. God is going to be honored because, baby, you're being exposed. And that's
correct.
the beauty of social media when it comes to Child Essay and AB and all the other ones is because we get to see the stuff. We get to, but the only thing is that you hope in real life, because these babies got to go to bed after we see these videos.
Come
You
on.
hope in real life that somebody's activating and not just sitting around and letting the mess go on because you know, it's more than a duty to report. Like the neighbors, the family members, somebody has to save this child, and we get to pray for them too when they get exposed like this.
Yeah.
He's disgusting. I couldn't be on a live with him. I couldn't, because I'd be repenting all night.
Yeah, I would love to have a conversation with them. Hey, stranger things have happened. We'll see if I can get my team to get him or at least some of the other players in this story. Hey, we done some great work over the last year, so we'll see. Hey, I'm not promising anything. Things just tend to happen, so we shall see. Miss Fat, welcome to the conversation. Good to see you. I know you got to have seen TD McNutt by now in this food tickling that baby in his underwear. What are your thoughts on this subject? Because it's a lot here.
I feel like if he go to jail, I think the mother go to jail. I feel like parents who be ignore things, ignore the signs, and after the baby did told the mama, I just feel like she should go to jail as well because it you just like them, you the monster as well, and it's like it's really sad that some parents ignore their child because you are their safe, you are their protector, you supposed to protect them from the monster. So I didn't like it. I didn't like the video, and I didn't feel like the
Did you see the
parents.
tickling video, Fat? That's the one that disturbed me.
No, I did not
Well,
because
I put up the photo of it because I didn't want I wanted to use the clip, but I was afraid they were
right,
going to take it down. But yeah, they it was him and the sister. They walked into the room, pulled the blanket off the guy. He was turning 15 at the time. He had on nothing but a t-shirt and briefs. I'm not even talking about boxers.
wow,
Briefs. The little boy briefs.
right,
And they go to he goes to tickling him and is tickling this guy between his legs.
oh wow,
And happy birthday, happy birthday. They recorded it and posted it. It was
wow,
disturbing.
wow.
Deeply
That's what I said.
disturbing.
That's what I said. Whoever think that's normal, they should go to jail. I just feel like that's it. And I'm really sick about it, and I'm mad that the mother is ignoring it. And what's crazy about it is, it's just sometimes parents that went through that when they was younger, those are the parents that ignore it, in my eyes.
Mm.
Because every time, like, if you really think about it, if you really, because I was watching this, I was watching a TikTok, and this lady was speaking about her experience when she was younger and how her uncle did some things to her and stuff of that
Yeah.
type of sort. And she stated that when she got older and her daughter had the same experience, she said she was numb and she wanted to act like nothing happened. And no offense, I'm sorry, I just think people should go to jail. It's just like, I don't know. But hey, I don't have a child. You know what I'm saying? So I can't, and I never had to deal with stuff like that. So I can't say, you know what I'm saying, like I had experience or nothing like that, but I'm just saying, like, people like that, they ignore it and they should go to jail. That's it.
I'm not mad at you at all on that.
Can I say, Fat? It's not okay. This don't y'all do not take justification. It's just for knowledge and understanding, not to be agreed or disagreed, but just an analogy. If my arm is bleeding, if your arm is bleeding, right, and you turn around and you see mine gushing, what are you gonna do? You're more likely to take care of your own wound first if you pay attention to it at all. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
So these parents are like, they're zombies. And then it's generational. You got that right for sure. They're zombies. They don't even know how to take care of themselves. It's like a 10-year-old having a child, if you can, So
Sure.
yeah, they're less likely to advocate for them because they over there just in pain, hurting, suffering, and probably still being abused by somebody in their adult life.
Right.
And they usually stop developing in that place though.
Correct.
So
I
like
was
if
going to
they
say
got
that.
something happen to them at 5, when
You get
they're
stuck
a
there.
grown adult, that little 5-year-old will show up in
Yeah.
conversation because that 5-year-old was unprotected. That 5-year-old was the one that was traumatized. A
Yeah.
lot
And
of
then
times when I don't deal with it on the same level that TT does, but dealing with it in ministry, a lot of times when people start talking, even how they move in their
Correct.
seats, how they talk, their baby talk, like when you take them back to that day, they'll often start talking like they were at that particular age.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very
I'm
good. That's
sorry,
so
Fat.
true.
My bad. My bad.
No,
Oh,
you're
no,
fine. It just okay. Can I ask? Okay, I do have another question. I'm sorry, Marquise.
you're fine. Take your time.
I would say percentage. I'm gonna say percentage of the parents that did have that type of issue happen when they was younger. They don't know how to handle the situation. Certain people, certain people do. But I'm just really kind of confused on. I just lost my answer. I mean, my question.
Train of
I'm
thought.
just really kind of confused on how. I lost my answer, but I was gonna come back to me. I lost it. I lost it how I was gonna state
That's
it.
cool. Jay, I wanted to grab Jay's comment because it circles back to prior conversations we've had in this live and lives that we've done. She says that she's been through SA as a child, and that is why she is so protective over her sons. No sleepovers, no nothing. Now I will say I was blessed enough not to experience any form of SA. But my mom didn't play it with us where she never allowed us to go to sleepovers, and that just naturally carried over into my parenting as well. So I'm not an advocate for sleepovers at all. My daughter is 17, has never been one. My son's 4. He won't be going to any. The thing about it is it only takes one. and people have to understand that the monsters, they don't have masks on when you see them. They're regular old people that look just like you and I. It's only when that door closes and the light goes out that things can happen. You know what I mean? So I just never wanted to be the parent that would roll the dice with my kid, because once that innocence is taken, you can never get it back. So again, do whatever you want to do with your with your kids, but I'm adamantly against sleepovers of any kind. So my kid can come and play all day, and again, when my kid come and play, one of the parents is going to be there. You know what I mean? But when it comes down to getting comfortable and going to bed, it's going to be in your bed at home. You know what I mean? Only place my kid ever spent the night her entire life was with her nana, and she just passed away. We just moved her last week, so that was it. 17 years. That's the only place she ever spent the night. So it's just I just wanted to bring that to the light and to make sure that Jay's voice was heard in that. So go ahead, Tutu.
We were talking about, of course, the e-files. And they were talking about the SMEX trafficking. If anybody's been following it, and I'm not going into the political part, but if anybody's been following it, there was the congressman or whoever he was that knew that E was registered and took his family to the island to go kick it. And so I brought up the point that when we're talking in general, especially this situation here, I think it's more than 50% of the children that end up in situations are handed over by family members. So there will be family members that groom a child and say, here, they're ready to go. You don't have to do the work. I already got them ready for you. That sounds crazy, but it happens, y'all. It happens where you have aunts sitting over here, come over here, come spend time with me, getting them ready to hand them over to the uncles and the cousins. It's been happening for decades. And I see that in this family somewhere. Somebody is like, okay, this is just how we are. This is what we do. And it's foul and disgusting to think of, but they do it.
All
So we
right.
be looking on the outside for these sex trafficking and the grapers and the coaches and that's true. We should look everywhere. Heads should be on a swivel with our children. But guess what? Also look deep within that family, honey, because and it be the Jethros too, mostly. I'm just saying. But the
Okay.
trailer, yeah.
And I want to, I may ruffle some feathers with this, but I want to present just a flip side of this. And honestly, I don't believe it, but I'm going to say it anyway. What if this 16-year-old is lying? What if he's lying? What happens when because allegations like this stain you for life? They absolutely stain you for life. What becomes of the people that step up and do these things? Because I've actually had a family member that actually happened to, and that they cut off contact, never spoke again.
Wow.
But what if he's lying? I feel like, and again, I'm not, this is just a general statement. I feel like when it comes down to allegations that are this serious, if there's a way to always, to prove that the person is not lying, then I feel like those people should be punished to the fullest extent of the law, because there is no, there is no coming back in any regard. Again, he can maintain his position, whatever. But you're stained forever when people start throwing those things at you. And again, I'm not saying that he's lying. Obviously, I'm just saying this is just a general statement. So, what are your thoughts around people that make false allegations? Because
It's a
it
real
does
thing.
happen. Again, I don't believe this guy's lying at all. So please, y'all don't bring your pitchforks.
Oh, I know you
with
just
this
saying
young
that
man
severely.
100%. I'm just making a generalized statement when you have people that make actual false allegations.
You
TT.
can circle back around to me. I'm not going
Oh,
to go into my spiel. I'll let Fat go. But
okay.
everybody in the field knows when working with children that have been, AB'd on a different level, we all know it's coming. And I've had 2 accusations from the state investigated on me because it's part of the process, the work.
Okay. Oh, I like that. Harris, that's a great answer. Harris in the comments says if he's actually lying on him, he shouldn't have wanted him back. But if you
Mm,
love your child, you know what I mean? The way you love your child, you want what's best for them, right?
yeah.
It's not his child, it's his nephew.
You wouldn't throw. Yeah, if I understand that my child truly has some mental issues, then I would want that child back because I want to do what I can as a parent to help them, right? He said that's not his child. That's the way he feels.
Yeah, I understand that, but I just, in my opinion,
Two
I don't
options.
think he's lying.
No. Again, that's
I
No, no,
my
think
no, no.
he's
I
trying to
understand what
make
you're
another
saying. I'm
opinion.
saying like a
conversation. He
scenario,
making
like if
another
he was lying.
conversation.
I
He
understand
making
what you're
another
saying.
conversation.
Oh, I
Yeah.
apologize. Go ahead, Miss Pat.
No, go ahead. No, I get what your conversation. That's a good conversation. That's a really good conversation because certain kids, not. I'm gonna stop saying kids. Certain people lie about certain things and
Mhm.
they ruin other people's image. And I feel like I'm so sorry. They should go to jail because you're ruining somebody's life, and now they gotta work 10 times harder to bring back. Like they can never have the right they can never I cannot speak today. They can never live their life like they used to because a person want to sit there and lie and say they did this to them. Like I feel like that person should go to jail. That was I just think they should go to jail, or
Yeah.
if they are mental. But I okay, I mean okay. So if to be honest,
Slow
it's really
down,
based
Pat.
on
Just
the.
slow
I
down.
know you got. It's like say for instance, if they have mental issues and that type of sort, then they need to go get help. But I don't know. That's what I'm saying. They should get help or they should go to jail. That's my answer.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe they need help.
Jump
Me.
on in,
Lying.
Latonya.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna preface this by saying I am a person that was SA when I was younger. So
Sure.
when I tried to tell nobody, nobody listened. So I understand that part, but I, for me, I would always believe the child unless I see something that shows me that they're different or that
Sure.
they're not lying. But in the instance that they are lying, I think that there's other ways because, like, sometimes they be coached. Sometimes they can be coached because there have been vindictive parents that want to pin one against the other by coaching their child to say something. And I think in that instance, if they were coached to say it, then the person that coached them should be held responsible. Now, um, as Marquise put out there, um, you don't. There's no really coming back from this because
Mm-hmm.
your livelihood is completely changed. I would take the Emmett Till story. He was lied on, and it
Lied.
cost him his life. It
Yeah.
cost him his life. So, I know the terms of how he lost his life was different, but
Sure.
it's basically the same thing. Because when you lie on somebody about something like this, you basically have taken their life. There's nothing they can do. They can't go to work. They can't because they're gonna always be seen as that person.
Correct.
So I think whoever has put it out there or chose to do that needs to be held accountable. And I'm sorry, no amount of money and no amount of jail time will take back the stigma that came from that.
Yeah.
But somebody has to be held accountable, and that's what we have in this country is a whole bunch of unaccountable people. And so if it comes out that it was a lie, I think the person who told the lie should be held accountable.
I
So
like it.
there was a thing that happened just it was a few years ago. I don't know if you guys remember, but it's been okay. When I say few years, it's been about 20. But what happened was it was a PE coach who had middle school kids who told the girls that they had to dress out. The one girl got mad because she sat out or
Yep.
whatever. She went and got the girls and said, "Hey, we're gonna lie on him, and we're gonna say that this man SA'd us." We're gonna say that this whatever this was a whole case.
Yep.
This man lost his wife. He lost his career. He had to end
Mhm.
up moving where he was. He ended up having to rebuild his life. The stigma that followed through that was so bad. He was on suicide like I mean, it was a lot of stuff that was happening. So in a case like that, where you have middle school kids that are vindictive, that get together, those girls, and they took him all the way to trial, y'all, all the way to trial. And then one of the girls broke and got a conscience and said, I can't do this. This man is innocent. I know that he is. And she folded on the rest of them. And then after, one by one, they folded and finally pointed out to the person that did it.
Oh,
Do you
I
know these
remember that.
parents?
Oh,
Do
sorry.
you remember? Okay, I remember. And the part that got me the most is if that was my child and they did that, the accountability that my child would have had to hold because of that situation. Do you know how many of those parents said, well, they're just children? This man's
Correct.
whole life was destroyed. Now,
They
I
knew what they
believe
was doing.
the judges, what happened was the judge said the judge sentenced them to a certain amount of time in something, I don't remember what it was, but the parents were just overly upset about it, and I can't believe it. But I think that there's something wrong in your mind if you could do something like that. There needs to
Yeah.
be a psychiatric evaluation. There needs to be professional people on the staff or whatever for both parties, for him and for them. You know, he has to restart his life. He's got to do all that stuff. But
Yeah.
I believe 100% I'm going to believe the child,
Yeah.
period,
Yeah.
until proven otherwise. I'm
Absolutely.
going to believe the victim. I don't care if it's a child. I'm going to believe the victim, period, until it's proven otherwise. But
Absolutely.
we do have to hold them accountable. We do have to do something. But I think holding them accountable is fixing whatever's wrong with them. Something's wrong with them. That's not right. Like, that's not a normal thing in middle school. Let's get together and let's create this whole case. And that's something's wrong with that. So we need to do some psychiatric evaluation. We need to hold those kids accountable as well as their parents. That's not okay. So, yeah.
I like that. Very good. People, we still have 89 people holding. I thank you all for being here. This conversation is great. These are the conversations that we need as a community, a Black community, or a community as a whole. People, we just need to continue to have. So thank you all for supporting thus far. Let's try to move that thing on up to the 100K mark as we're approaching the end of this live. I had a couple other topics, but this one has been so heavy. I think we're gonna retire after this one rather than to continue on. I just want people to be able to sit with this and continue to have conversations around this thing. Vern,
Okay, you read a comment earlier, and I think the comment was like, "What if why would they take them back if they lied? Why would they take them back?"
yeah, good. Go
And
ahead.
and I thought about something. If the child lied on the person and dealing with what we're dealing with, right? If the child lied on the person,
Mm-hmm.
depending on the mind of the
Thank
person that
you.
they lied on,
Yeah.
they may take that opportunity to actually do what the child said they did,
Oh.
depending on who the person is and the situation. And that's
Oh.
something that needs to be thought about as well.
Mm. I haven't considered that at all.
I didn't either until you read that question, and it hit me like, okay, why would they take them back? That's a good question.
Mm.
Depending on where their mental state is. Okay, you said I did this, so okay, let me do it.
So now I'm gonna do it.
I'm already ruined. My reputation is ruined. My character is ruined. Let me do it. And
Oof.
just think about it. How many people in the world actually may have that same mindset, that same thought pattern,
Oof.
which is
Oof.
crazy too.
Yeah, that's
But it's
deep.
something to think about.
It's certainly something to think about. All right, Vern, where are you with regards to the last question I asked, with regards to what, again, we don't believe he's lying, but what if he's lying? I
Yeah, I
gotta keep
mean,
saying that because people are ready to
right,
attack.
Yeah, then
right,
go ahead.
right, right. No, I mean, I agree with whatever. I mean, if the kids, especially in the situation that she said, where they took the person all the way to court, you got to hold the parents accountable. They should be able to be sued for for ruining this man's life.
Yeah, yeah.
Financial you know repercussions should be put against those families because these kids lying. The kids can't pay it. But guess what? Your kid lied, and he really put somebody in dire straits. He lost his family, he lost everything he had,
Mm-hmm.
and now you're going to tell him that he's just supposed to just move and start all over again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start with my pockets full
See,
because
Vern,
so I'm suing somebody.
but I put this. This is like the Michael Jackson thing. Why do y'all put yourself in positions where these allegations could ever come against
I
you?
was just gonna say that.
Again, when it
Wow.
comes down to children, the only children that
Wow.
you're ever gonna see around me on a
Hmm.
regular basis are the ones that I created. You know what I mean? If
Right.
there are other kids, their parents are around or somebody else is
Well,
around. You know what I mean?
in the Michael Jackson situation, they doing that because that all that's planned out.
Sure.
Of course, that stuff is planned out. I'm not
Blame
saying
Nisi Pearl. Listen
Michael
to
Jackson
this
didn't do something,
situation.
with his fingers or whatever. I don't know,
Sure.
but I tell you what, you put your kid in there now, and then you try to sue. It was just too much of it,
Sure.
going on. I don't know if it's true, not true, whatever. I'm about to lean. If the kid says that he did it, we need to evaluate that and really get down to the nitty gritty of it, and
Sure.
not just, I know that, man, that's a hard one because you got kids coming. Yeah, you got kids coming out of the woodwork.
I
Yeah.
don't think it's a hard one because I think if you know your child, you know your child.
No, no. What I'm
That's just
saying
my
is
opinion. That's
because
just like
what
it
I'm
was my
saying, Crystal.
child.
What I'm
Oh, go
saying,
ahead.
Crystal,
I'm sorry.
is that when he had so many people coming at him. I mean, he had people, wasn't even on the property coming at him. He had a lot of stuff going on. But
I bet he did with that
they
chainsaw.
just need. I mean, the investigation of it is what. I mean, then you got kids out there now that said nothing ever happened.
Mm-hmm.
This man's been passed on, and now they saying,
Yeah.
well, no,
Certain
nothing ever
things.
happened.
Okay.
It didn't happen that way. It didn't. It did. It didn't go down like that,
Yeah. But
right?
but 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 again, you have these eccentric characters. Michael Jackson was eccentric. I'm gonna say
Mm-hmm.
this guy is very eccentric as well. And then you surround yourself
With
by
kids,
correct. Don't do it. Just
don't
don't
do
do
it. Why would you do
it.
it?
These are not your children. Just don't surround
Right.
yourself with them. That's the way I feel. And
Yeah,
then
I agree
none
with
of
you.
these allegations could
Yeah,
have been brought
he
about.
would have never been in that situation if he would have just, closed
Yeah.
apart.
You counsel
You
them
can bring
at
your parents
church
with
or what
you.
have
You can
you,
bring your
but
parents, and y'all can spend the day.
yeah,
Hot dogs and popcorn for everybody.
But
yeah,
But
babe, real
if 5 o'clock, we shutting it down. Parents going
yeah.
home,
Vern,
you going home with your parents.
Vern, real quick, can you just give them like a real short synopsis of how you dealt with that because you were dealing with children in ministry and coaching and all
Oh,
that
good, very good.
you
Hmm.
told me you used to do to avoid.
Well, and when I had a men's group at church before I changed churches, and we had a young men's group that I ran, and we did a lot of outreach. I would take the kids and we do a lot of things for upcoming events, stuff like that. Just get them out into the public and getting them, used to just being giving, serving. Getting them to serve. And what I did was when I had my we had background checks done on me and any man that worked with me. We all had background checks done on us. We also had um, parents had to fill out an application if they wanted the kid to be in the program because I needed to know, everything. I didn't need
Hmm.
to have any surprises. So I needed to know, and I would talk to the parents. As soon as you
Hmm.
bring your application to me, we having a conversation. So I know exactly, if the kid's got an allergy or whatever, I need to know. Whatever's going on with the kid, I need to know what's going on.
But you didn't put yourself
So
alone with these children either, right? You
no,
were
no,
diligent.
I always had men with me from the
Hmm.
men's group that would come in. We'd all do stuff together, and all the kids were assigned to a man
Yeah,
to be with them all the time. So if
yeah.
I if we went to do something at a church and we went and helped out a lot of churches with cleanup stuff like that. We all, I wanted to know where everybody was all the time.
Yeah.
I don't care if you was pushing a wheelbarrow full of whatever. I'm probably following you outside to
Right.
make sure that you're taking it to the trash can and coming back.
Right.
I just didn't let my kids get away from me and me
Mm-hmm.
not know where they were because I
Mm-hmm.
can't. I can't. The last thing I wanted to do was have to talk to a parent.
You got that right. You got that
So
right.
no, it wasn't. It wasn't. Them kids was on lockdown with me.
Mm-hmm.
It was total lockdown. It was, and I had my son with me. My son was a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, on top of all that, um, it's just, we just did a lot of stuff. We did a lot of stuff, but I never let the kids get outside of being in contact with me. You ain't gonna be out of my sight for more than 5 minutes if
Got
it
that
was that
right.
long. Because
Mm-hmm.
when we did stuff, we did it as a group.
Correct.
We did it as a group. We did it. If we was gonna work, if we was gonna paint a room, my group of kids are gonna paint the room all together.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't
Yeah.
gonna be one kid over in this room, one kid over in that room. No, mm-mm. We stick together. So you give us a project, we're gonna do it together.
Mm-hmm.
So I just, that was my biggest thing, and I hope that answers um, what TT wanted me to answer. But um, that was, I mean, it was a chore. And
Mm-hmm.
most men don't want to do it because it's a chore to
Mm-hmm.
maintain a relationship with these young men and make sure that they are feel protected. They got to feel protected. They got to feel like they because the parents ain't going. You taking the kids with you, so they got to be able to come to you and say, "Hey, this person looked at me cross-eyed." They got to feel comfortable with that. You know,
Absolutely.
Hey,
Absolutely.
Marquis, somebody wanted to know in the comments if that's not his real name. Is that the name you gave him?
That
who?
is a true name. TD McNutt is actually his name. His name
No
is
way.
Tavares Dwight McNutt.
Oh
Can't make
my
that
goodness.
up.
That's
His
terrible.
actual name is Tavares Dwight McNutt. I know. Sounds like a corn star, but yeah,
Lord
that's his real
Jesus.
name. Yeah.
That's terrible.
I wanted to point out though, this is not just a male thing though. This is also if you are in ministry or if you are in any type of groups or any type of thing that deal with people that may come from a place of, they may have broken homes and you may be a part of a community and you may be
Yeah.
building. This is not just a male dominated thing. This is also, as a woman, you need to protect yourself as well. You need to make sure that there are always people that are accountable around you. You need to make sure not just that, but yourself. You are accountable. You have people, situations around, and there is the things that Vern was talking about, like the background checks, all that stuff needs to be done. But also there needs to be a plan, a clear plan. If something does happen, this is the person that you contact. This is what happens. I don't care if a person does look at you or say whatever. Those are things that we need to have conversations about. And before something breaks out, we need to have. I feel like just like we have jobs and we do sexual trainings and different things like that. I feel like there should be some type of something like that put in. Hey, this is what sexual abuse is. This is what it's not. This is what it is. This is what it looks like. This is what it can be. This is da da da. All of those things. And the people who are dealing with these kids need to take that, and the kids need to take that, because there are some kids who have, and I can say this only because I've never, my trauma didn't come as a child; it came as an adult. But
Yeah.
there was a situation that happened, and one of the executive pastors rubbed my back. It wasn't to him; he didn't see it was a big deal, but to me, it was a big deal because I was going through 5 years of celibacy, or that where my ex husband and I were
Sure.
not sleeping together. So
Sure.
when he did that and rubbed my back, it made me feel weird. And so I said to him, please don't do that again. And the way he dealt with that was so crazy. He was just like, well, I'm not that. And I'm not saying that. When you rubbed, first of all, he rubbed the bottom of my back and then he planted a kiss kind of like on my forehead. That's a little intimate.
Oh wow.
And I was like, I don't like that. Like, I don't want you to do that. And he was like, he was an older male. And to him, it felt like more of a something else. But for me, it was across the boundaries. And
Okay.
so I went and said something. And I said something because of how he dealt with it. I went to the senior pastor and I said, hey, listen, this right here I was uncomfortable with. But he, in his mind, he didn't do anything wrong. He felt like he didn't
Yeah.
do nothing wrong. All I was doing was, but he immediately took offense when I said, please don't do that. And I think that we as people need to understand there's certain kids that, just like with my son with autism, he don't like to be touched. Don't touch him. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to hug him. Don't try to, do certain things. When we do church things, they practice a side hug. When we teach ministers, trainings and stuff like that, you don't put your body all on someone else. When you turn around, you do a side hug. To nowadays, I teach my ministers you shouldn't put your hands on people, period. I don't care about no side hug. Y'all do a dap. Y'all come up with a little dap, a little handshake or whatever. But when we don't know where people are, my point for saying that is we don't know where people are and where their trauma has been. So we
Yeah.
have to be careful with how we see things that are not crossing boundaries, but are really crossing boundaries with somebody else.
But
I
and
like
T,
that.
that you were probably the only one, first time ever, to confront him about that. And when he reacted like that, that's what I put in the comments. Hit dog. If it don't apply, let it fly. Why would you get so upset? Because I'm just telling you, because nobody ever confronted him or put up a boundary. And that's that weird old man syndrome where they were getting away with it for years. Even your own family members could hug you in a way and you'd be like, wait a minute. But nobody ever said anything, and they're not used to being confronted.
Very
Absolutely.
good.
And after I said something, then it was a whole bunch of people that were like, oh, he did. And, at that time, then we had to deal with those. Hey, so we had to let him know, hey, listen, you don't put your hands on anybody. Your lips should not be on nobody. Like that forehead kiss was absolutely
That was too much. That
beyond.
was
Like that's
endearing.
beyond something. That's
That's
not
too much.
okay.
Because
Yeah,
he wouldn't have did it to a
that's
man.
crazy.
He would not have done it to a man.
Exactly.
Sure wouldn't have.
Yeah, and he wouldn't have never done it to no man. But
Correct.
I'd have lost my mind if my wife, my sister, my mama would have came home and told me some stuff like that.
No.
I'd have lost my mind. I'd have
That's
turned that
right.
church inside out. Yeah.
That's right.
Not okay, Don Lemon.
You should have saw the look on my senior pastor's face, who was like a brother to me. You should have saw the look on his face. He was looking like, what? He
Well,
did
I
what?
bet. I
He
mean,
said, huh?
because we wouldn't have made it to my office. We've been headed outside. I
Goddamn
mean,
right.
we talked about this outside the church
Yeah, he
Goddamn
saw
right.
nothing
because
wrong with it though. When I tell you he was adamant, I didn't do anything. I have a whole wife. I'm like, no. So the
yeah,
second thing
your
that
whole wife is
happened,
gonna watch you get your whole. Well, never mind. Um,
okay. The
Aren't
second thing that happened, Vern, let me tell you, the second thing that happened. The second thing was happened a little bit after that. My daughter came home from college. My daughter's she's a junior now. This is probably like her sophomore year. And he said, hey, niece. And I said to him, I took him to the side. I said, do not call my daughter your niece. I'm very specific with who I involve in my children's life. Aunties, uncles. My kids don't call everybody that. That's not what it is. I don't. I think it's very because you can set somebody up too when you put that intimate situation. To me, when I invite somebody as a family, like I call Marquise a brother, right? I'm serious about that though. Like, so my kids, if they called him, it wouldn't bother me because he and I have a relationship. But when
Correct.
we start dealing with somebody else and you just coming in and you like, I'm an uncle and I'm an aunt, I'm very careful about who I allow or whatever situation. And my kids are not, if they are uncomfortable around somebody or, whatever, I don't care if it's a family member. No, my kids are not going. I'm sorry. No, they're not. Okay. That next question.
Oh, yeah,
It is
but
my
see,
job to protect them.
T, how dare you shut down any signs of proprieties of grooming? How dare you? How dare you?
Absolutely.
That's on point. I'm not
mhm,
that the niece thing. Oh yeah.
I like
Oh, I know.
that.
I know he was hot under the collar.
So the third thing, let me tell you, this is the third thing. After the third thing, I flipped the church over. So the third thing was this. So my daughter's birthday was, and so he was like, oh, my daughter's out of state. And he was like, I'm going to send her something to the dorm. No, you're not. She doesn't need that. She's good. To me, that just doesn't make sense to me. My daughter's birthday's in February. I get it. I understand that. But then it was like, well, I want to send her some balloons or some flowers or something like that. What?
Mm-mm.
That's weird. You could send me a cash app and I'll send it to her. But that kind of stuff, I don't like that.
That's too
That's just,
personal.
yeah, it's too
That is
personal.
too personal.
That's the thing right there. Because when we did that, when we used to do that, we did it as a total church. We do eight,
Absolutely.
how many ever kids we had getting ready to leave for college. We just go ahead and have people bring in things, and then we do a bag, for the kids to take with them for college. So they have, we give them a little extra cash just so they have some money in their pocket, or whatever that looked like. But we didn't do it individually. We didn't do it individually because we didn't want anybody said, why are you doing this for this person? That don't look right. Blah blah blah. No, we do it for everybody. Everybody gets the same treatment. Everybody gets the same thing.
Decent and in order.
This
That's
is
it.
why, but this is why I turned up in the church. This is the reason why I turned up in the church, because when I brought it to the attention, he walked in the office like, not this again. I said, listen, let me tell you something. This is my third time addressing the issue with you. Next time, either he goes or I go. Let me tell you this. Because what I'm not going to do is, I'm not going to put it. I'm not wrong. When I have a feeling, y'all, when I have something, I don't have them often. But when I do have them, it's spot on. There is a reason why I felt the way that I felt. And it wasn't just me. And I felt like I had to speak for the people who couldn't speak for themselves. Because if it was happening to me, and so when it came down, like I said, the same thing happened. Other people said, well, why are you only interested in the girls? Why you didn't say nothing about the boys? Why you didn't think about, if you are, and you have a, something like that, why is it just the girls? Why is it just the pretty girls? Why is it just, you know what I'm saying? You got another one there, and you always got to compliment how beautiful she is. And she could be right next to a person. What I really noticed it was she was with right next to another person who seems to be, and she's a beautiful girl. So when I say this, I'm not putting her down in any kind of way, but she's a very big girl. You could tell she's very not confident. All of those things. Why did you go to the confident girl that's standing there that you can just see my daughter's confidence rating off of her, and your thought process wasn't to say anything to, oh, you girls are beautiful. Why you single her out? Well, that ain't right. And so I called it. And when I say something, when I see something, I'm gonna say something. I don't care.
And that's
Period.
the
And
right,
I
and
don't care
that's
if
the
it's
right
my
thing.
child or somebody else's child.
That's right. That's right, Miss Tim. And I thank you for bringing me back on, bro.
No problem, Mike. Go right ahead.
And I've been sitting here listening, and it's. I ain't gonna say it cost me a few tears. It just cost a few tears to flow because when we look at it, anytime we see, I want everybody on this panel to remember this and keep this in mind. Anytime we see something that is not right, we must do something to make sure that things are right, because this conversation that we have it far too often.
Come on.
We having it far too often, and things need to be legislated. Things that because and I know we live in a world to where people they will say things that are right, that are wrong. You know what I'm saying? In other words, we'll say that it's right and knowing that it's wrong. We know that it's wrong. We don't have to be the most educated. We don't have to be the most sophisticated. We don't have to go to the highest colleges. We don't have to do none of that to know that when something is wrong, it is absolutely wrong. And in this situation and far throughout America, there are situations that are just wrong.
Agreed.
And what are
Agreed.
we doing to make them right? Because and I'm telling you, every person on this panel that fight, even though it's not right now, it's not somebody that. And like I said earlier, Pastor, we really don't care until it's us or somebody we love.
Yeah.
That's when we want people to fight for us. That's when we need to, and it shouldn't come to this. It should not come to this, to where we're in a situation now where this young man, he come, if you come to the police station and I tell you, like, listen, I got a loved one that has not reached out to me in a few days, and they tell you, well, they got the right to do this, they're gonna run down to you, they gonna give you every reason why they don't have to come out from behind that desk to do their job. Bro, there's no more precious thing on this earth than life. If I come to you and I tell you that a life is being disrupted or a life is being treated in a way that it should not be treated. I don't care what level it is. It's your duty, bro. What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing? Or is it what are we not doing?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's no, you tell me what on earth is more precious than life? If we not fight for this, what they got on every police vehicle, what do it say on there? To protect and serve.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it says. But so many times, that's not the reality that we live in. So what do we do? So what do we do to ensure that, okay, that it's not just a slogan?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some people need to maybe some people need to be removed
Huh.
because we'll lose. Man, listen, can you imagine? With all due respect, I didn't mean to disrespect nobody here, but can you just imagine if that was your child?
Mm-hmm.
Can you just imagine? Bruh, I'm Heavenly Father, forgive us for we know not what we do. Bruh, this is so wrong, just on so many levels, bruh. And then what makes it even worse when you see that it's so called, I don't even want to call him our people. I can't do that, bro. You can say what you want to say about me
Yeah.
or whatever, but that bro, that this something is not right here. Something is not right here. And when I got off the air with you earlier, young man, it caused I had to get off the air because I know emotionally I was about to break down.
Mm.
And that's what I done. And you might can hear it in my voice, but what I'm telling y'all is that, brothers and sisters, this is so wrong.
Mm-hmm.
This is so wrong. There's no way that this can be, and he's still floating around.
Come on.
He's not the only
And,
one.
and,
It's others like him.
and here's the
It's
thing:
others
we
like
got
him that are these are the people that, and I'm gonna say this, and I'll land my plane. There's so many of him, just like him, that are so detrimental to our society, to our way of life. But we continue. But there are people that will protect this man. There are people that they live the same lifestyle that he do, that perpetuate a lie every day.
Mm.
We have to find some way to stop this behavior
So, Michael,
in
can I
our
also,
society. I'm sorry. Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead. You got the floor.
because I feel it in your spirit how much this troubles you, and that's the only reason I'm kind of, I didn't want to interrupt you because you was preaching. And I think even how you're becoming so infuriated and you wanted to come back and speak on it, I want you to really, really know that you're part of the solution. Even when you come up
Absolutely.
here and you speak, even when
Thank you.
Marquis holds these lives and he puts it on Front Street, even when somebody does a story about somebody doing something like this, it's about awareness. So I'm going to
Yes,
tell
ma'am.
you to calm your spirit and to let you know that God is in the midst and he's working and he's prevailing.
Yes, ma'am.
The agency that I worked for, extremely AB, and you know what that means, and neglected children, mostly
Yes, ma'am.
SA.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
these babies, these children were 3 to 13 years old. I did it for a couple decades, but I still advocate. So the agency that was created
Bless
was
you. Bless
it
you.
was for that, right?
Yes,
But
ma'am.
it's about awareness. So a part of our agency was getting out into the community and normalizing what y'all are talking about, reporting things, talking to the children, being the diligent parents. A big part of our agency did that type of work as well. And I'm
Yes,
talking
ma'am.
about literally knocking on doors, going to schools and creating programs about awareness and what does it look like and how can my family be protected. So I want you to know there are people, and I still know a lot of people
Yes, ma'am.
across the United States, not just the state I'm in, they have boots on the ground. So
Yes,
when we
ma'am.
see these cases, don't think that it's going by the wayside. Believe me, I
I
know
want
some.
to know what I could do. I just want to know, with all due respect, I didn't mean to cut you. I want to know, like, what can I do?
Are you in the church? Are you?
Well, I'm not gonna sit here and exaggerate and say that I am, because I don't go every Sunday. I don't.
Okay,
It's
but
just
you're
a
not a pastor.
commonality. Well, and a lot of people say that to me. But ma'am, to be honest with you, you know, I grew up in foster home, group homes, you know, all kinds of stuff. I was on TV for adoption, me and my brother, you know, which I look at his ashes every day. You know, he's been cremated and my mom she had a fight, but still to this day, just like scripture tell me to honor my mother and father. You know, even when they're no longer here, I do that. I still love my mama, regardless of what she put me through.
Well,
You know,
sir,
I
hold
still
on.
love her.
Wait a minute.
And when I see that, man,
Did you say you were in foster care?
oh yes,
So
yes,
you're a
I was
grown
in group
man that
home.
survived foster care and being in the system.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I remember standing in front of the judge, and the guy told the judge I was 18 years old. Well, I know I was 17. They were getting ready to emancipate me,
Deja.
and he said, well, we'll go with the youth offender that week because we pretty sure he won't live to be 21.
Jesus.
And I'll be 54 years old come March the 3rd if I live to see it.
Come on,
And
bro.
I'm not even angry at this guy, but sometimes I wonder, are you still alive? Since you had this expectation on my life, you know what made my life irrecoverable than anybody else's life? I didn't ask for the things that happened in my life. I dealt with them. Even when I was a young boy, you know, 6 years old, running around looking for my brother and mother at 12 o'clock at night. These things that are documented. But when I see these things happen to our young children, that's what bothers me.
So real quick,
That's what really bothers me.
I'm gonna tell you real quick because I know Deja wants to go, and this is it. You have the testimony, right? So you're already at that point. All you need to do now is take that testimony and let God use it. And you pray to Him and ask Him where and how and who. You get in contact with agencies and ask if you can come speak. Ask if you can put your testimony to a program. And that's just the
Yes, ma'am.
grassroots of it. All you have to do is get up there and tell your story, and you're becoming a part of the solution. I guarantee you, because you lived it. There's people that
Yes,
go and try
ma'am.
to do this, and they don't know what it's like. So ask God to use you, and don't
Yes,
let there
Lord.
be any excuses in between it. When He goes to use you and says, "Come here and speak," go speak and share your testimony, and you're helping every child behind you come to be healed. And there you go.
And that's all I want
And
to do.
let me say
That's
this
all I
real
want to do.
quick. Let me say this real quick. In your platform, if even if you don't go to church every day,
Yes.
even if you don't go to church but once a month, your platform is the church you go to.
That's
Yes,
it.
sir.
You got kids, you got women, you got men, you got children, all of them there that you can have your pastor give you 10, 15 minutes,
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
you know, and then you know, introduce your program or your platform, or even just having a talk with them to let
Yes,
them know. Because if we don't hold people accountable for what's going on in our lives, or in other people's lives, and what we see, you know, they're going to continue. This is going to continue,
yes, sir. You're right. You're
and
right.
I think, and I'll give it to my wife. Um, you know, I
Well,
will.
Speak it into existence.
Well, you know, she's right. I mean, she hit it on the head. You got to get your voice out there.
Hey.
Yeah, and
You
I'm
got to get
telling
your voice
y'all,
out there
and I
because you
think,
almost had me. You almost had me ready to cry. I'm like, man, this
hey, I'm
dude's been
telling you
through it.
guys, man, I'm telling you guys, like, this the first time I met, you know, you guys, and I just to be on here. For you know, because it's a lot of apps on this situation, you know, and you pick and choose what you want to support or what you want to you know pour your life into or whatever that, and everybody got a choice. It's that because it's no different when we raise our kids. They're gonna come to that same fork in the road that we came to, where it's gonna be
Yes,
a
sir.
time where it's gonna be their decision, and you just hope and pray that you know your child gonna have the opportunity to steal. He gonna have the opportunity to be dishonest. But you just hope and pray that, you know, what I taught you, you can say, well, my mom and dad, you know, they taught me against that. Because what the scriptures say, teach your child in the way that it should go, and it will not depart from them. It'll always be a part of them, but it's gonna come a time where it's gonna be their decision. And I look at you guys and I thank you guys because even though I wasn't on here, I was listening.
Yes, sir.
I was listening. And man, you know, y'all guys just don't know, you know, it's so many other things that entertain us that are just superficial to me, you know, to each his own. But, you know, this is something that I feel like I can clamp onto And trust me, I'm gonna be looking for you guys every day. You know what I'm saying? Every morning, just I don't care if it's one or two, just to get that encouraging word, like this is why we doing this. This is why we doing this.
So, Mr. Michael, I would like to offer you this. I'd like to sit down with you, and what I'd like to do is help you to craft your story to where a lot of times when you're telling your story, so that people can get to the overcomer part, people can get to the part. But that's what I do. I do signature talks, and I'm a book publicist. So what I'd
Yes,
like to
ma'am.
do is I'd like to talk to you about your story and help you to kind of like get a strategy on how to craft your story to where when you're telling people they can relate to your story, but also take the overcomer part, the
Yes, ma'am.
testimony, the part that you have. And so if you could reach out to me, I did follow you. I know that you are a private account, but I've definitely I do a strategy session with you to help you
That's
to
no
put your
problem.
story into words,
Yes, ma'am.
because your story definitely needs to be shared, but there's a particular way it needs to be shared, because we don't need people to feel sorry. We need people to
No, no,
understand
that
that
yes,
no,
ma'am.
listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying you know
Yes.
what you overcome, but there is a
Yeah.
way to tell your testimony to take people in to where it's relatable, but I can
And
also take the overcomer. And because Mr. Michael did it, I believe I can.
Yes,
Because
right.
Mr. Michael went through this,
Empowerment.
I know that if he stood before a judge and the judge said to him that he wasn't going to live past 21, but now God has not only got him into a place to where he is, but he also opened up his mouth where he is not a statistic, but he's able to say something. I can do it. That child that's standing before the judge that says something needs to hear that there is someone that has already lived through that story. So congratulations, because this is the place where God set you up to where now you're in a place to where you can craft your story, and now you can really be part of the solution.
yes, ma'am.
Amen.
Yes, ma'am. And you 100%
Amen.
right.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, you 100% right. And I want to get to that point to where if my life story just reaches those that are at a point in their life, because some of them are they're at a point to where they just don't know. They just don't know which way to choose, which way to go. And like you said, if my story can be like, okay, well, if he can do it, okay, well then it's a pathway for me. It's a pathway for me. It may not be the same pathway as mine, but there is a pathway, for you to get through whatever it is you're going through.
Yes.
Whatever it is. And I know sometimes it may sound, monotonous or whatever, but trust and believe me. I have seen so many kids that I grew up with when I was going through situations that it was too much for them. And
Mm.
they're no longer here, if you understand what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And so, to the ones that still have that fighting chance, because man, the children, man, I'm telling y'all have no idea what this have done for me today. And if it's any one of y'all, and I thank you, Miss T. I mean, I'm willing to reach out to anybody that, like, if I can help in any kind of way. Trust me, I'm willing to do that. I am 100% committed to that.
Love it.
And I thank you guys, you ladies and gentlemen. I thank you guys again. Y'all just have no idea what this Saturday afternoon. Y'all just have no idea. And I thank and I pray that your family and you be blessed in the most abundant way, and continue to do the work that you guys do, because it's more of me out here. It's some more of me out here. I'm not the only one. It's
Mm-hmm.
some more of me out here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thankful that y'all extended a hand to me, and I'll forever be grateful.
Mm. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for that, Michael. I
Yeah, Mike.
appreciate you being here.
God
You're
bless you,
more than
man.
welcome back on my panel anytime. Understand you've been just an
Yes, sir.
inspiration today.
I'm always
Absolutely.
listening. I'm always
So,
listening.
so Marquise, let me just say
Yes.
this, and I'm gonna put myself on mute and shut up. But let me say this: this right here, this moment, all of this stuff right here, all of the lives you have affected, all the people who have come in, all of that. This is why the enemy was trying to fight you at the church. When he said it didn't make sense, I don't understand. This is
Yeah.
why, because if he can ever
Literally.
get you into a place to
Where I want to
where
come
you
back.
blow exactly,
I was
this is
just
all
about
it
to
is.
say that.
Your mouth, your platform, your ministry, all the things that God has. And yes, it's a heavy place, and that's why I pray for you often. But well, not often, every day I pray for you, but what I want to say is there's a reason why God has placed you in the place. And though the mental may be heavy, and though you may sometimes wonder why it's your weight to carry, and why do I have to be the bigger person, and why do I have to swallow this, and why do I have to do that? Because there is glory after the cross. There is glory after the cross. There is glory after the suffering. There is glory after all those things. We get to the place of triumph when we get to the place of resurrection where we can say, this is where I once was, but this is where I am. It's not our faith is not on the fact that Jesus died on the cross. Our faith is on the fact that he was resurrected and that we're standing now in the power of the name above all names. And though we are different, shades and colors and, genders, and somebody might, whatever, at the end of the day, that is what this platform is for. And that is what God has elevated your voice for. But this is why you stay in the fight. This is
Amen.
why you stay in the fight,
It's
because
a
you got a
beautiful.
purpose and you have a call.
It's a beautiful platform. It really is. And like I said, I pray that our Heavenly Father just bless you in ways, man, and that, and those that are extended by you, I just pray that, man, you, ladies and gentlemen, y'all just have no idea. Y'all have no idea just how this has, man, boy. I just pray that he bless each and one of y'all in a way that only he can, because I know I can't. I know I can't. But I pray, that is my sole prayer. I'm telling you what the man upstairs love the most, nothing but the truth. I pray he bless each and every one of you guys. And I pray that your family and all of y'all continue to be blessed.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you so much,
You are
Michael.
always welcome. You guys are always welcome.
Oh, I
You ain't
appreciate
got
it.
to leave, Michael. Just
No,
sit,
you can
pull
stay
up and
there.
sit.
Yeah, we want you to
Hang
stay
out.
to the end.
Hang
We want
out.
you to stay
Yeah,
to
I
the
don't
end.
mind. I don't mind. I don't mind. I just thought it
All you have
was.
to do
No,
when
no,
you're
you
done
don't.
talking, just
I,
mute.
I, I thought it was
Yeah,
kind
once
of
you're in
like
the
you.
box, the only time I would drop you out of a box is when we have a full house and we're
Yes,
just
sir.
ground robbering. But once
Yes,
it
sir.
comes, yeah, the regular people they get to stay. So
Yeah,
you don't have
you
to worry
family
about
now.
it.
Yeah,
Correct.
Michael, I'm gonna
Oh,
give you a
thank you.
follow,
I mean,
man.
and trust me, you
You're
guys are in my
good.
heart, because um each one of y'all just spoke something to me. Like, you have, I'm 54 years old, and I remember
Yeah,
when I was, me and my little brother, which I look at his ashes every day,
yeah.
and I'm so thankful because we was on TV up for adoption. We was in group homes, foster homes, and everything. And I remember sometimes I go back and I read the paperwork, because I went and I applied for a grant. I applied for a Pell Grant, and so in order to do that in my state, I'm from South Carolina. In order to do that, you have to show why you didn't apply for the draft, which now they call it selective service. And so when they had to unseal, my case and everything, as far as why, because when I turned 17, they emancipated me. They took me to the homeless shelter, and that's where they left me. I had a job. My first job, I was 16. I had a job at Long John Silver. That's my first job ever. And so I'm wondering why I'm getting up in the morning and I'm packing my stuff up. They telling me I'm going to see my brother, which I hadn't seen. So I'm sitting there, I'm getting ready and everything. So they take me to the shelter, and that's where they leave me. So that night, I take my clothes and I hide them in some bushes. And so I go and sleep on a bench in front of City Hall. And so it was a lady that was a counselor at the place I was at, called Pillaging Place, here in South Carolina. So I'm sitting there, and so they go, they done emancipated me. So now I'm on my own pretty much. So I'm sitting here and I'm like trying to figure out life, and because I ain't have no clue. Imagine your 17-year-old child, trying to figure out life, and where do you go from here? And so here I am today at 54 years old. I remember standing in front of, like I told you earlier, I remember standing in front of the judge, and they would ask me about my life and all this here, and I'm like, the guy was like, well, they gave me a YOA, which is Youth Offender Act. And so that you only get that when you 17 years or beyond, or under. So the guy, he was like, the prosecutor guy, he was like, well, we'll go along with the judge because we pretty sure he won't live to be 21. So here I am now, 54 years old,
Come on now.
and I look back and I think about it, and I wonder if you are still living because you had this timeline on my life,
Come on.
and I'm like, what makes my life, even more recoupable than anybody else's life? I wasn't a
Come on.
bad kid. I just had some parents that put me in a situation that I should not have had to defend. But at
Come
the
on.
same time, bro, I still love my mother and my father to this day, and
That's
they
right.
no longer here. Because I believe in scripture when they say honor thy mother and father, even when they pass the grave.
Mm.
I still because they never led me to the crime and stuff that would be detrimental to my life. So that's when you see kids divorce their parents. But I never was in that situation, even I was, because I I give my parents and I thank them because I had a chance at life. I had a chance to see this beautiful world that my heavenly Father created for all of us. And so that's why I would never you my girlfriend right now of 13 years. I have shared my stories with her, but she'll tell you I have never disrespected my mother or my father because you gave me a chance to be here. And that's what I'm thankful for. And when I see, the panel and I see you guys, the fight that you're willing to fight, I'm willing to fight it with you.
Awesome.
Just show me how.
I like that.
Because I'm not gonna sit here and tell you or proclaim that I know everything or I know every step that I should take. Only thing I can tell you is is my journey,
Yeah.
how I got to where I am. But trust me, this is a fight that I have been willing to fight for so long, but I never had to people to fight with, and I never knew how to go about the fight. And that's my only hiccup. That's my only hiccup. And one thing about me, I'm just probably as real as they come.
Amen.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna tell you something that's untrue about me because I know I've seen so many what we call it, fall by the wayside.
Sure.
And that's unfortunate for them. Because I feel like they should have still been here. They couldn't help what happened to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling y'all, just I I'll forever be thankful. I'm telling you what the man of still love the most, the truth. I'm telling y'all. I lay and hurt a lot of days,
Mm.
a lot of nights, and a lot of in my mind, in my heart is just I don't want to question my heavenly Father, you know, but I do have questions like why?
Jesus.
Why did it have to be this way for me?
Jesus.
That's all I like. Why did it have with the love I have in my heart?
Mm-hmm.
For people, why did it have to be this way for me?
Mm.
And I still to this day, I love my mother and father. I do. And you'll never hear me speak bad about them. I just wonder why did it have to happen to me? And I always felt like I could have saved my mother and my brother,
Mm.
but I just felt like I just couldn't grow up fast enough. I couldn't
Mm.
And
get my feet up under me. I couldn't get my feet up under me because I was a hell of an athlete, even from a young fella. I just could not get my feet up under me fast enough. I couldn't grow up fast enough to take care of my mother and my brother, and
and
now both of
Michael,
them are gone.
Michael, the I think a part of serving and telling your story, there comes a certain amount of healing with that.
Yes.
And I think that when you've gone through so much trauma as a child, which many of us can identify with you,
Yes, ma'am.
you might question God, and he's
Sure.
okay with that. But
Sure.
he has a purpose in your life. That's why. That's not why it necessarily happened to you. None of us really know that answer, and I'm sure that T can minister to you about that and give you some resolution.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
but you just need to know, for one, and this is why I've often thought about creating an adult support group for survivors of anything that was traumatic in childhood, not just SA, because we focus on that a lot.
Yeah.
but adults need to come together in a group setting and share their testimonies and their stories with each other so that there can be further healing. Because when he uses you for your purpose,
Yes,
it's going to
ma'am.
be important that you have the healing, whether you get it from therapy, from counseling, from ministry, however you are comfortable getting it. There's going to require a certain amount of healing, because when you encounter these people as you're telling your story, they're going to be heavy inside. Their spirits are going to be heavy, and you've got
Yeah.
to be you got to be strong in yours so
Correct.
that it doesn't bring you down, right,
Yes,
or
ma'am.
trigger you too much. So the healing part is very important first, because this is not for the faint when you get into this part of your journey. and
Yes,
and I
sir.
would encourage that, and I'm not saying that you haven't sought healing, but when you do get into that place of completeness, there's less wondering why, how, when, where, if, shoulda, woulda, and coulda, right? Because
Yes,
those
ma'am.
things can sometimes hold you back. That can be like rocks in your socks if you
Yes,
stay in
ma'am.
the place of why did this happen. You got to turn that around. And like I said, T is going to minister to you.
Yes,
And there's
ma'am.
other men that are going to be in contact with you. When you get rid of that part, you're free. You know what I'm saying? You can't, looking back in that mirror, the saying about looking back and you can't go forward.
Correct.
It's not that you deny what happened to you, or we don't want to hear it, or all that. It's
Yes,
just
ma'am.
take that and use it for fuel. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Correct.
Yes,
take
ma'am.
it and you compress all of it, and then this is what God will do for you too, and this is what Vern and I will be praying for you. When God does that,
Man.
you will not be heavyweight anymore with the what happened in the past, but where is my life now, and how is God using me? And I'm gonna use all that stuff to go forward and to help His people.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
let me say something to him, T. Um, you know, and I'm gonna say this, Mike, Michael, is
Yes, sir.
this
Yes, sir.
okay? And I truly believe this: the devil owns the fence. Okay,
Yes, sir.
you. I mean, anybody that knows me hear me say that. T hears me say that. The devil owns the fence. Okay, you either on the right side or you on the devil's side. One of the ain't no balancing on the fence.
Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, and what I mean by that is that God has something for you.
Yeah.
God has something for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes,
you have that spirit of Job. Okay, no matter what the devil tries to bring at you, God has protected you.
you really have.
Okay, and so not everybody gets that spirit of Job. Not everybody gets that. Only certain people get it. I'm
Yeah.
telling you. And I don't care what happens in your life, what the devil tries to throw at you, he's gonna pull you through it. It might not be when you think he'll pull you through it, but he's gonna pull you through it. And it's already shown in the way that your life has went.
Yes, sir.
Because if you look back at your life, you know you should have been over on that side of the fence with the devil, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's funny you say that because it's so many times when I look back on my life, and there's no doubt that he protected me in times that
Right.
I didn't even know it was him.
Yeah.
I look at it, and it's like, for the rest of my life, however long you allow me to be here, Heavenly Father, what can I do with the rest of my life
Hmm.
that would benefit and be satisfactory in your eyes, as far as my fellow man and my fellow brothers and
Hmm.
sisters? What can I do for them? The
Hmm.
experience I've had, and it's like, because trust me, that people say that I believe the world is beautiful in the way that our Heavenly Father prepared it for us, the way He
Hmm.
made it for us. I just want to know, what can I do with the rest of my life to benefit other lives that's on this earth?
Well, I think he's already
Well,
giving
watch
you the
out,
platform.
Michael. Watch out.
You just got to use it. You just
Watch
got to
out,
use it.
Michael, because once you ask, honey, he's gonna come and show you. So you
Yeah, he
better
sure
be
Yes,
will.
ma'am.
careful. You're gonna have a
Yes,
plate
ma'am.
full
Yes, ma'am.
of what
And
he
I'm
Amen.
and I thank you, because I'm telling you guys with all, with the most humblest way I can. I know how. Like, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid for Him to show me. I'm not afraid of that. I'm so willing to embrace it, to show me, because I think that in my situation I matured in areas that I need to mature in. Yeah, do it get Do it get to me? Yes, it do. Yes, it do. I'm not gonna sing. You probably hear it in my voice. I get emotional. I do, and but it's a to me it's a healthy emotion. It's an emotion that you shouldn't be afraid to share. There's nothing wrong with shedding some tears, and saying, Heavenly Father, thank you. Because when that day come where, you know, my testimony allow other people's testimony to be heard. And then they can start to heal or take the directions in their life that they need to take, to heal, or their family to become one, or their family just to become a family. That to me, that's worth it.
Michael, I'm just gonna say this, and I hope the words come out correctly because I always let myself to be a vessel, and the vessel is he's telling me to tell you that when you're questioning why you're going through things, he's telling me to tell you that the reason why you went through a lot of things that you've gone through is so that you can minister to people now. You've been on here giving your testimony and you're ministering to all of us now. Your life, the things that you've been through in life is helping us now. This might be your purpose
Yes,
to
ma'am.
help others. And God, he puts you in a place to where he's going to make you uncomfortable. You're going to be uncomfortable. And once you get to that uncomfortable era,
Yes, ma'am.
you spew out his goodness. You spew out his love. You spew out his kindness. And the world can see that. Where you think
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
not making an impact, you are definitely making an impact.
And
Because
I
you are
thank
not
you.
leading in yourself, you are leading in him.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
So
ma'am. And I
don't
thank you.
question why you had to go through something. Just take the lesson from it and say, Lord, I thank you. And
Yeah.
show me where you want me to go. Show me what you want me to do, and he will put you in the path where he needs you. Because right now you are being a willing vessel and you are doing his work. Continue to do his work. Love on yourself, love on him, and we thank you, my brother.
And I thank you. Y'all just know I can't say it enough. And thank you, Miss Latanya. You have no idea, and everybody on this panel. I really, from every aspect of my heart, I thank you guys because you just don't know how much I sit and I hold, stuff in and just, not to offend anybody, and sometimes I feel like, why should I take, this pain and heartache, to the grave or whatever. Why can't it be a situation where, like you said, you just have no idea. Some people, the word that I heard y'all tell me is what helped me because normally I would not even open up like this. I would not even come on a setting like this to even voice what I've been, because why would I have the initiative to do that? Because I know none of you guys personally. So it wouldn't in my mind, it wouldn't benefit me nothing. But for some reason, and I have to attribute that to my Heavenly Father, that it happened the way it was supposed to happen today. Because
Michael,
I'm telling you what the man upstairs love the most, nothing but the truth.
the truth.
This is something that
Michael,
yes ma'am,
you
yes
see the
ma'am,
you see the one above me
yes
and,
ma'am,
and that one in the big box?
yes ma'am.
They know from whence you speak is when you say a man holding things in and not letting things out. These two know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And so it's so when you meet people in life that can relate to you or your situation, or and you two guys that she mentioned, thank you. Thank you so much, man. And man, it was happening because so many times I strolled past, these platforms right here. I strolled past them, and usually I'm talking sports, and as you can see from my profile, I love the Pittsburgh Steelers, and yeah, and so many times I would just go to sports platforms and never have to even worry about opening up about my personal life or what I've been through or whatever. But for some reason, and 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 I believe everything happened for a reason. I stopped on this platform today. And at first I wouldn't even I don't even know if you guys know I was on here. I was just listening. I didn't even click on to join in or nothing. I was just listening. And I had been listening to you guys for like 30, 45 minutes. And I was like, man, bro, and you remember the first time Marquise and my son named Marquise. I chived in. Word, my son named Marquise Deontay Travis Coleman, and I chived in and I couldn't help but to say something. And I gotta say to you guys again, thank you. I followed everybody that I could. You know, this will be a heavenly, our Heavenly Father moving forward. This will be a part of my daily platform to get this in because I feel like by getting this in, it'll help me emotionally, spiritually, and hopefully that'll help somebody else that may hear me, you, or anybody else on here on the panel story. It'll help them, because man, this been such a beautiful man. This been such a beautiful Saturday. I just can't thank you guys enough, man. I really can't, and I thank y'all because this was like mental and spiritual help for me, and I pray that it helped somebody else, and thank you guys.
Michael, I was having trouble with my internet, but I got back on here to say this to you. You have touched so many lives in this one life. You have ministered to so many people in this one live. Not just the people on this panel, but the people that are listening in and the people that are sitting out listening just like you did.
Correct.
You are touching so many lives and ministering to so many people. I cannot wait to hear more of your testimony. I can't wait to read your book. I can't wait to just experience some of the things that's going to come out of your testimony. And I really appreciate you taking the time to share, to open up, and to let God speak through you now, just as He will many, many, many times. And anytime you get a chance to just talk to somebody, even if it's
Yes,
just on a one-on-one, please
you
share
know,
your testimony.
yes, ma'am, Miss Sonia, and I would ask this, to you guys. I thank y'all guys for being patient with me today because it was so many emotions coming out of me, and as you can see, my tears are kind of dried up, but y'all allowed me to be emotional and just get my feelings out there, and I just can't wait. I can't wait till our Heavenly Father bless it. We live to see it to where it can be the conversations without me crying, and I know you guys don't have nothing against that, but it just the conversations where I can really you know give you guys my story, my testimony, and just without the tears and everything because I've cried so many nights and so many mornings and everything, but you guys allowed me to without judgment. You allowed me to vent and just and the love just from somebody you don't even know. You don't even know. And that's what I'm so thankful for, to know that it's people in the world that still exist that way. Because if you was an outside person, you would question the world that we live in. You would question, does that still exist? And just a few people on this panel right here let me know that there's people that still exist. And I I don't know if you guys understand this. I spiritually love you guys.
All right, now we know what you're talking about.
And I thank you, and I thank you from not from the depths of my heart. I thank you from all of my heart that y'all allowed me to open up and just you listened to me, you heard me. I feel, and I just love y'all, and I pray that not only you, but I pray your family be blessed. And I pray that our Heavenly Father would bless each and every one of you in a way that He see fit. So and once again, just thank you guys, ladies and gentlemen. And, like I said, I look forward to future endeavors and conversations and, you know, helping somebody else the same way that y'all helped me.
I love
And
that.
Hey,
I thank you.
Michael, I'm not getting in your business, but what you doing for that girlfriend of 13 years today?
Good
Well,
question.
she actually had to go. She actually went to a funeral of her brother-in-law.
Sorry to
Well,
hear that.
her brother's a pastor
Uh,
out of Montreal, Canada, and
Okay.
she got another brother that's a pastor in St. Louis, Missouri. And so she hasn't been too long. Lost her mother. We had a repast for her mother, and so she had a funeral that she went to with her brother that started at 11 this morning. I'm pretty sure it's over with now. So they probably going to grab something to eat or whatever after that. And so matter of fact, she just texted me and asked me that I want anything. She don't know that I'm talking to you guys, but you know,
Michael, did you get the flowers for when she does come back? Is there some flowers waiting?
well, I think the flower would be my heart, and I think that because she's done so much for me, and she's been, you know how Heavenly Father will send that person in your life that's like a catering to what you've been through, and that's what she's been to me. I don't really know if it's anything that I could give her materialistically, yeah, symbolically, yes, ma'am, I get it,
You
but
got a
you
flower
know.
in the yard growing? Is there a daisy out there that you can go in the yard and pick? Go to the neighbor's house and grab the roses bushes that are
Oh well,
budding?
matter of fact, to be honest with you, I got some roses sitting out on the table she don't know about.
Oh, you better. Okay, now.
Yeah, I did. I'm That's honestly because when her brother, they didn't see the fact in taking two cars, so he came and picked her up and everything. So she didn't know that after she left that what I was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So she'll know when she come back home though. So
Michael,
she.
read the comments, Michael. And I didn't say it. You read the person that said it in the last comment, Michael. I ain't say
Oh,
it.
a ring perhaps.
My
Yeah, I
submission.
get that, and
Been a
that's
long
the
time,
whole.
Mike. 13 years, a long time now.
Hey, listen,
What we
man, if we
doing?
work, I promise you. Okay, to be honest with you, we working on year 13, right? And because honesty is a state of mind, I believe. And I'll share this with you guys. We talked about marriage some years ago,
Uh-huh.
and so when she explained to me how, because she's retired, she's a nanny for a guy. They're an Indian family, and she's been with them ever since their first child. They got three, and Michael, he'll be 12. Well, he just turned 11 these January the 5th.
Mm-hmm.
And so what it was she would lose benefits by remarrying. And I'm like, what? I didn't. I thought it was an excuse not to get married at first when she told me that. So when I started doing research, and I'm like, how do you lose benefits just because you choose to love again? And that it didn't make sense to me.
Hold on, Michael. Isn't there something where you can do a ceremony in the
It's a spiritual. Yeah,
yeah.
there's a spiritual covenant, a covenant between you, God, and the pastor. Some people believe in it, some people don't believe in it.
Ain't
In
that
the
what
Bible,
Brandon did?
shut up, Marquise. See, this is I can't stand his face.
That's what Brandon did.
Hey, Michael, pay him no
Yes,
mind.
ma'am.
He's with the woman he's been with since the 7th grade, so he expect everybody to be
Oh,
like
okay,
that.
okay.
Oh yeah,
I
we've
mean,
been together since
they were
seventh grade.
swapping
We've been married
they were
20
swapping
years. So
Similac, so we don't want to
Yeah.
even talk to him.
Hey,
so
and then when she told me that, and I'm like, it wasn't my field of expertise. So because I've never been married, and so but don't get me twisted, man. I would marry her yesterday, But when she explained to me, and what she still do now, the guy, the family she worked for now, their Indian family. He's a cardiologist, and she's a pediatrician, and so matter of fact, he suggested some procedures that I had to have when I had a amputation done on my left foot back in June last year. Where I
Oh,
had an amputation done on my on
uh-huh.
my fourth toe on my left foot, and so he was a good guy. He and him and his family. The Indian fellas, but they are so you know they are so I don't know the word I'm looking for, but they so family oriented. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
saying? And he would give
Tight
me
Michael,
knit.
pause. Michael, pause. I want you to hear. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. And
no, do your
we
thing.
thank God that your foot is healing and your body is
Good.
healing. But I want I want you to listen to T and just let her give you this option that some people believe in and some people don't. Just hear her out for a second.
There is
Yeah.
Marquis, stop it. There is there
That's
is
what
I
a
Brandy
gotta talk
did,
to
and everybody
Marquise.
said
Okay,
that
so
was a
this is the
lie.
thing, and this is where it comes from. Let me give you the root of it before Marquise does all the extra stuff. But let me tell you this.
I'm gonna be quiet.
In the Bible, nobody was going down to the marriage bureau. Nobody was going down there signing up nothing. That is a way for the government to track of what it was. In slavery time, they jumped over a broom. That's how they were married. Okay, it wasn't something that was why. We do have there is, we are, according to the word of God, it does say obey the laws of the land. So I am in no way saying that I don't believe in marriage. I absolutely do. But I'm also saying that there is another option, which is called a and you can look it up for yourself, is a spiritual covenant. And what it is between you and her. You guys come before God and you're saying it's the same thing as a marriage ceremony. The difference is you're not going you're not going to the marriage bureau and doing all other stuff. A lot of people who are older in life, more seasoned in life, because they do have a lot to lose, they have benefits. And it's easy, and I'm not saying this as a slight to you, Marquise, but it's easy to say that because you're sitting there with your wife, you're sitting there in a situation where it's not a life or death situation. For some of these people, it's a life or death situation for insurance, for them to be able to keep their covenant, their benefits, for them to be able to live life. It could be a difference between them getting their blood pressure medicine, them eating, and them all of that. And if they decide to get married, they can lose substantial amount of their benefits. And so that is an option. Like I said, I am an advocate for marriage and I absolutely do believe in marriage, but there are places where I have performed spiritual ceremonies because of the fact that especially one case that I had, a man that was on his way out of here, and he needed the insurance, and if he married her he was going to lose his insurance. It wasn't that he didn't love the woman that he was with. It wasn't that he wasn't
Exactly.
committed to her. He could not put it in paper, because if he did that he wasn't going to be able to move forward. Go ahead, Vern.
Okay, so Marquise, let me say something. First, let me ask you a question. Okay, what's more important to you? Your covenant with God, you and your wife's covenant with God, or that piece of paper you got from the government?
I said the same thing, Mr. Vernon. I was like, I told my
Well,
girlfriend, I was like,
Michael, let him answer, please.
oh, my fault. Oh, sorry, I apologize.
Well, both of those are equal in my eyesight. What I've
How are they
seen.
equal? So you saying you on the fence?
No, I'm not on the fence. What I'm saying is what I've seen 99% of the times of people that do just like Brandy. We have a
Mhm.
spiritual connection with a spiritual marriage, and then boom, pow, 2-3 years down the line, oh, we ain't married no way.
But
We're
what
not
I'm
married
saying
no
to
way.
you is, what's more important? Is it the piece of paper? That piece of paper going to keep you from waking up in the morning and not giving your woman the honors?
I didn't say
No, it's
that.
not. No, it's not. Right? But
Okay.
your covenant with God wakes you up every morning to do that.
Mm, okay. So you're saying well, y'all? I mean,
I'm
I'm just
not
gonna be
saying that.
quiet
I'm
because
not saying don't go
nobody's
get
gonna ever get
married.
me to agree
I'm
on
not saying don't fill out the piece of
that.
paper. I'm not saying none
I
of that.
just to me that
What
just
I'm
doesn't
saying
make
to you
sense.
is, Marquise, what I'm saying to you is that don't take that lightly, because it is very important that we have a covenant with
I mean,
God in
understood,
our
but
marriage.
people do that all the time. It's just a way of saying that I don't want to do things the right way.
Now, no,
No,
that's
no, no,
not that.
no,
No,
Miss
no,
no.
no,
C,
no.
People do it all the
Go
time.
ahead, T.
hey,
Go
let
ahead,
No,
T.
no,
I'll
no,
let
no,
you. I'll
no,
let you.
no, no, no. Let me tell you, I have a success rate. I can name off couples right now that have had it, that are still together and been together. Some of them for 15, 16. Some of them for some of them for longer. The guy that a lot of them are older people. They are. A lot of them are older people. I have someone I performed a ceremony when he was like 50 or something like that, but he had really bad he had as a kid he got the what you call it, you know what I'm talking about, the three words. He got the three words, his the three letters, I'm sorry. Where he got really sick or whatever, and it was full blown. It wasn't in the
Okay,
yeah, it wasn't in the beginning stage. He had the full
sure.
blown, and he needed to take treatments. He needed to have all that stuff. They've been together, and he's been alive, and that was like 13 years ago, and they're still together. So some people use that as they are not going to do it, and I understand that. But there are unique cases that there are people who are really committed to each other. That it's not that. It's they would marry the person, but it's because of the fact of those benefits. Those benefits are, and we cannot tell people, like we can tell some people about, we can't tell people. I'm not going to even say this part, but yeah, I'm not. I'm going to
But
shut up. Okay.
Miss T Marie, to
Okay, go ahead, Miss Sonia.
to kind of say to kind of go along with what you're saying with what the ceremony that you do. I will say this, as a disabled person, when I married my husband, and this is fact, okay? When I married my husband, my benefits were taken. Everything that I was on was taken, and it took me a year to fight to get my disability back, which my disability probably will not change because I have cerebral palsy of the lower extremities. So what you're saying as to why people use that to protect themselves, I understand that. And to a degree, I can really agree with that. Had I known about that, that might have been something that I would have discussed with my husband because my commitment is to God first. So
That's
that will
right.
never change.
And
So
to dig out,
There
I
you
mean,
go.
I
There you
think that's
go.
interesting that I'm hearing this right now.
and
You know
tell
what I'm
you know
saying?
that's and I told my girlfriend, I told her, I said, I don't think that it's right. I don't think that it's right for you to be penalized because you found love again. Why should you be penalized for that? From my girlfriend worked at one plant and for 21 years before she went into healthcare as far as taking, being a nanny or whatever. And I couldn't understand just me trying to put logic to reasoning as to why do you have to lose your benefits? Because these are things you done long before you met me. Long before you met me. So the government is gonna come in and penalize you because you say, you know what, I choose to love again. And you get penalized for that. If it's a matter of just a piece of paper, and my faith, trust me, my faith in my heavenly Father has nothing to do with would I have married her. I would have married her after 5 years after we had been together. But
Mm-hmm.
because of her losing benefits that she earned before she met me, that's what
Right.
I feel is unfair.
Right. Can I ask? I'm gonna ask a question. Um, just checking the temperature. Marquise, how you doing?
I'm good.
You ate. You ate today.
Oh yeah, I ate today.
How's
Well,
how's
actually,
the
I had I had a snack, but I haven't eaten today.
Okay, but y'all holding on, holding strong.
Yeah,
Okay.
for the most part, like I said, I'll visit with that in the closing for the thing.
Okay.
But yeah, we're
Okay.
good.
I'm just
We're
checking
good.
the temperature. You
No,
get your
we're
water.
good. We're good.
Get your
We're good.
water.
We're good.
My
I'm
poor
Oh,
sorry,
brother, my
Marquise.
poor
You
brother
good?
wears
You are
everything on
good.
his face.
You
He
good,
wears
Marquise? I
everything
think
on his face.
I mean, I wasn't trying to. I
That's
wasn't
right.
trying to put you on the spot. I just
That's
oh
wanted
no.
you
right.
to, and I apologize if you thought I was putting you on the spot. I wasn't. I just wanted you to see where somebody else is coming from on the part
You
that.
woke. I'm sorry, Vern, but can I just say, you woke.
Yeah, go
You've
ahead.
been married 50 million times. Ain't nobody talking to you.
Oh,
You stay in a marriage, and then you can tell us about marriage. How about that?
oh,
Oh, you're not gonna be swinging at my
oh,
brother today, now. T, you're going too far.
Did you see his
That is what he
comments?
and I do. I don't.
Look at his
I might beat him
comments.
up in here, but nobody
Oh,
else
I'm
is
gonna beat
going
him up.
to.
I'm gonna beat both of y'all up. How about that? I'm the big sister
Oh
here. Don't
no,
nobody tell
that
you
is what
nothing.
I do to him. You're not gonna do.
Mhm.
Hey, you like I said,
And Woke said at least I didn't make
you
excuse.
take care of you stay in a marriage and then we'll talk to you. You stop it.
Hey, now
Hush.
I'm just gonna be quiet and let y'all have that one. I'm through with that. I'm through with it. I'm through with that.
the
Did you
face
see
though.
his comments?
It's
Don't
the
make me
face
come down
though.
there and get you.
Right, that's
Don't
what I'm saying.
listen. That's that. Listen, don't make
I
me
ain't
come
got
off the
nothing else
stage
to
and get down in them
say.
comments with you now. You better watch yourself.
You
Michael,
woke it. You woke
since you
is a
are new to the family, this is what we do every time.
Oh no, it's
Uh,
nice.
Chi is good. T Marie is the adult sister pastor,
Correct.
and Marquise wears everything on his face.
Valentine's.
He wear everything on his face. If you ever want to know how he feel about something, look at his face.
I'm gonna get you woke to come into some of these politicals because he's a professional baiter. He's
All
a
day
professional
long. All day
baiter.
long. All
And
Hey,
right,
y'all
folks.
go at it with him every single time.
I think
so
this.
how?
I
So
think
if
this
I
is a. I think this is a great place to close out the show again. I'm going to go first
But
because it's
before you
going to take.
close it out,
Sure.
before you close it out, can I ask, like, how often do you guys meet?
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been off my regular schedule for more than a month now. We've been battling. My mother-in-law was well, she passed away. We buried her last
I'm
Friday.
sorry to hear that.
Oh, it's okay. I'm doing all right today. This is
Yeah.
actually my first full show back.
Okay.
Typically, I'm only live on Friday nights from 8:30 Central Standard Time until midnight. It's always
It's never ever no just midnight. We
no.
still be
Some
on
of
here at
those
4 o'clock
lives
in
will
the
last
morning.
until 7 or 8 o'clock the next morning, but that is the schedule. But it
Okay.
just depends on how great the shows go, and they all are great.
Oh
This is
yeah, yeah. Because it's my first time, and I'm really thankful and I'm really impressed, to be honest
sure,
with
sure,
you. I
but we,
mean,
we do it. We do this every single week. There, no two shows are the same.
This
My
can I give a
my.
disclaimer? Here's the
Go ahead.
disclaimer. He has topics that he do. He always make a video throughout the week for every
Hmm.
topic that he does.
okay.
And we come in here with the intentions on being good and talk about the topics. But some people get out of hand and we have to talk about them. And then God steps in and turns it into church. Every
Okay.
single time.
Every time,
Okay.
every
No
time.
problem.
So that
I just
so if
want to
you.
know.
Oh yeah,
I
it's
just
cool.
want to
So if you
know.
want to know what we're going to be talking about, I challenge everybody. I ask everybody to just by Friday just walk through. I only do 4 or 5 videos a week, and every single subject that I'm going to talk about, there'll be a dedicated
So
video to it. Then of
your
course,
primary time is like 8 Central. You say?
8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on
Yeah,
Friday
because
nights.
I'm on Eastern Standard Time, so
Okay, so
I
you're only
just
an
want.
hour, yeah, an hour
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah, I'm only an hour behind you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then on Sundays, I come back for subscriber only Sundays. So it's just the group is a lot smaller. So, we got up in the 200s today. So that group is very, very small. And you'll
Okay.
see a lot of those same faces on Sundays. And Sundays is a lot more intimate. We'll talk about things that we won't bring to the big show. Every now and then we'll talk about some general subject stuff, but then we deal with each other, our own personal stuff as
Yeah.
well. So it's
But I
just a
Marquise,
lot.
your
wouldn't mind.
brother getting on my nerves.
Yeah, but
Uh,
the reason why I asked, because I wouldn't mind being a part of the panel, and
sure.
whenever I can or whatever. And,
Yeah.
like I say, I really wanna, before we leave, once again, I just want to thank each and every one of you, ladies and gentlemen, for what y'all brought to
Michael,
the table.
hold on.
It
the
ain't
way that
time
we
for
end
your
the way that
closing
we
yet.
end every show
Oh, I'm
is
sorry. I'm sorry.
no, you're good. Every panelist gets a moment, so you'll have everybody's going to shut up and let you say whatever you want to say,
Okay, okay.
and
My
so
fault.
typically I'm the last one to go, but I'm going to go first because I just got a couple things I want to get out, and I don't want to miss my place in it. So
Okay,
I'll go first, and then we'll follow the boxes. And as you're done, I click you out, and then I disappear
yes,
until
sir.
Sunday.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's how we do it. Yeah. So now we just call it the closing moment. So I'll start first. First and foremost, I want to thank each and every one of y'all for being here. Again, we got some numbers today, and I'm happy because it was a very important show. I want to say T Marie and a couple of y'all. I wish DP was here today, but a couple of y'all know behind the scenes what's been going on with me personally and my mother-in-law. She unfortunately did pass away. We buried her a week ago today. And as T. Marie alluded to, someone literally tried to fight me twice at her funeral for doing nothing more than standing in a pulpit and telling the truth. And you guys know, I don't attack, but I'm going to tell the truth. And I gave it as best I could. And the devil just had his way in there. But again, I was able to deliver the message that was intended to be delivered, and I'm so proud of it, even in that moment. My mother-in-law, for you guys that do not know, I was extremely close to. She's been with me, or I was with her for 30 years. And Mike, you're new here, but I've shared my own testimony. I lost my own father when I was 15. He was pew-pewed to unalive
Yeah.
me. And then my mother actually walked away from me and my sister the following year. So there's a gap of about 25 years where I've only seen her a handful of times. And when you were talking today, you talked about how you want to be able to get to the point of giving testimonies without getting emotional or shedding tears. I felt you there because there were times I could come here and give that testimony. I could not get through it without breaking down. I'm so happy that I've gotten past it, and I'm to the point now where I can sit down and I can give it, and I've given it several times. And my mom, I saw her earlier in the comment section. She may or may not still be here, but it's only been in the last 2 years that she and I have gotten super close. And what I love about my platform is it exists to entertain, educate, and enlighten, and we do this all the time. So in addition to all the big subject stuff that I do, you guys get to see real moments with my actual family. The biggest moment for me, and mind you, I've done tons of interviews with tons of people over the past couple of years, but the one that I will sit with the rest of my life is the when my mom re-entered my life for this time, and she stayed. I brought her on a Friday night, and she and I had it was a healing journey. You guys got to see us in the midst of our healing journey. She and I had a conversation where she nearly lost her own life on the day before my birthday, total accident. And she called me because she and I were not even speaking at the time. This was on my 40th birthday. And she goes, I just wanted to call you. She called with just the regular old happy birthday stuff like any other mom. But like I said, we weren't really on speaking terms. I just, for whatever reason, you know how God steps in. He just told me to pick it up. I picked it up, and she gives me the conversation, and then she finally boils down to what she really wanted to say. She goes, there was a pew pew under my pillow. Slept with it, and for whatever reason, she moved the wrong way. The thing went off. A bullet goes through the bed, through the wall. And she goes, as she's breaking down in tears, and she goes, I just didn't want to leave here, son, without wishing you a happy birthday, a happy 40th birthday, your milestone. And that began the journey to where we are now. And I'm smiling because we're so good. The following month in July, I brought her up to my house. She didn't even know where I lived at the time. And we sat down right here on TikTok, and she and I went through our healing journey. I told my story. She gave hers. There was understanding on both parts, and the world got to see it in real time. So that is what this platform has always existed for. And I thank God for giving it to me in that way. Again, we have a lot of fun. I'm viral multiple times for things that I've done, just me and my daughter. So as you scroll through the content, you'll see that kind of stuff as well. But when it boils down to, it's about faith, fun, and family, and using my platform to shed light on situations like this. So it's all encompassed. I wanted to take the time to thank you, Michael, personally, T. Marie, DP, and all the other people that I've spoken to offline, because my TikTok is definitely an extension of myself. And when you get to the point where you're reaching out to me offline, or I'm able to contact you, then you advance beyond a face on the screen. You become a real brother or sister to me. And I want to thank all those, and you know who you are, for being there for me over this past month or so. Hardest month of my life. And I'm going to keep it brief, and then I'll let you guys go. My mother-in-law, there was a Thursday a month ago now. I went to visit her, and me and my wife were there at the hospital. And when I say that spirit came over, when I walked in the room, I knew something was different this particular visit. Mind you, she and I are close. So she loves the spirit I bring into the room. Again, when you're around me, I'm going to make you laugh. I'm going to make you smile. It doesn't matter what you're feeling or what you're going through. That's just who I am. And she looked forward to it every time I came to visit her. She was in pretty bad shape, but again, we're laughing and joking. And she began to talk, but this talk was different. And she got through a good piece of this talk with me. And I looked at my wife and I said, okay, babe, I need you to go. You can go ahead and head home and check on the kids, and I'll sit here with Nana. I called her Nana. That's my baby's grandmother. So I'll sit here with Nana, because it looks like she wants to have a real talk tonight. And it's just going to be me and her son. It's me and the son. So, I'm sorry, me and her son, because she no longer considered me a son-in-law. She considered me one of her actual sons. She only had two daughters. And So I sent her home. That night turned into an 8-hour conversation where she shared her entire journey, 0 to 65. She died at 65. Ups, downs, highs, lows, peaks, valleys, tragedies, triumphs, and the one thing, the single biggest mistake she made in her life, and what the one thing that broke not just her physically, but what broke her heart. After that ended, I sat next to the bed with this woman as she planned her actual funeral.
Oh man.
Not kidding. Start to finish, everything these people saw last Saturday came directly from her. And what was so beautiful about the moment is nobody had to believe me because I recorded a good portion of the conversation because I knew that this was the one. When I left that hospital, my wife came up. I actually didn't leave the hospital that Thursday. I didn't leave the hospital until the next morning. And then my wife came up and she spent the following night with her. The conversation that she and I had, she didn't have the same conversation with my wife. The last thing she said to my wife, she said to me, Marquise, I'm gonna talk to you later. And she looked at my wife and she says, you better take care of my son-in-law. And what was so bad was I carried that. And that's how I began to disappear from this app because I knew the time was nearing. So I was doing everything I could do at that time to make sure that I spent as much time, that my wife spent this much time, the kids spent this much time, even though I'm holding on, knowing that it's not going to be long. And of course, the devil stepped in and made things extraordinarily difficult. I'm not going to, go off into that again because it just turns into a disaster every time I talk about it. But we did everything we could do. 5 days after that conversation, my mother-in-law's heart stops. Not one time, not twice, but 3 times she died in a day. When she died the first time, I knew this was it. She'd already given me all the instructions. I knew she was never going to recover. She lived on life support for about 2 weeks. And last week, she transitioned. And I was right there. The saddest part was it was deja vu for me because I've been in this family so long. I was there in the same hospital holding on to my mother-in-law as she collapsed when her mother passed. And now you hit the fast forward button 20 years later. I'm looking at my wife who looks just like her, identical almost. And my mother-in-law is now in that bed and I'm holding my wife up. So it's been an extraordinarily difficult couple of weeks. And then my wife's birthday was 3 days after that. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 4 days after that. So she had to go through her first holiday without her mama, who she talked to every single day. I said at the top of the show that the hardest thing about being a man in situations like this is that you, as a man, have to hold everybody up. At least that's the way I feel about it. So I'm holding up my wife. I'm holding up my children. My wife walked down the stairs. I fell asleep on the couch. She opened up the door. She goes, Marquise, I tried to call my mama. All I could do is hold her and let her cry on me. I'm just rubbing her hair, just telling her I love her. I'm here for you. I understand. But in the inside, I'm breaking down just as bad as she is. So I'm finding corners and cars and places just where I can steal a moment away to just shed tears for my mother-in-law as well. So I was hurting as well. Best thing that happened was I got to the funeral home before anybody. So I was able to stand in front of that coffin, look at her and talk to her, knowing that she was never going to speak to me again. But that began, to get me to where I am now. What I want to say is that, Michael, you have truly been an inspiration for me today, as is the people that I've talked to offline, but most importantly, you, Michael, because when this began, I said, I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. And I was preparing to delete this app and go back to my regular scheduled life. It's only the second time since I've been on this app that I considered walking away because I love what I do. I'm not making a whole lot of money. I'm not. But I absolutely love connecting to people in this way. You know what I mean?
I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah, but today you restored that in me, that this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
There's lots of people and lots of mess and lots of rooms that you can go into and get absolutely nothing.
Yep.
But here we can come together as family. We can allow our hearts to break. We can share our journeys, our testimonies, and we all can overcome together. So I just wanted to take that time before I forgot, because I do have a bad short-term memory, and say thank you to you for that, Michael, and thank you
Man,
all
y'all,
for helping
all the
restore
things.
that today.
I got to give all the thanks to you guys, man, because I mean, I don't believe in coincidence. I believe that
No.
everything happens for a reason, and you are where you are, and you know where you're supposed to be. And I can't say enough for Sonia and Miss Teach. I can't see the whole name, Mr. Vern, Miss T, Miss Latanya. Y'all have no idea what you done for me today, and I promise you, you ain't gonna be able to hide from me because I'm gonna find you. You know when I need that. You know when I need that. You know just that daily compliment. However we meet or how often do we meet, I just thank you guys for the inspiration that you gave to me, the encouraging words, and the way y'all touched my heart, because I needed everything that y'all gave me today. I promise you I needed it. I promise you that. And thank you. And like I said, I pray that you, brother, I pray, man, thank you for not, Marquise. I thank you for like not deleting it, because I think it came in the nick of time, because it's so many of other people out there that need that help, that need that encouragement, that need to know that it's people that will be there by you and will stand by you and will help you. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, brother, and I pray that whatever you need in life to keep this going or whatever, I pray that our Heavenly Father will provide that. And I'll always be here to try to help anybody that I can. Trust me. And it may be somebody that's we don't know right now that's hearing us, and it may be helping them. So thank you guys again, man. And I pray that y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening and have a great rest of your day, and much love from over here.
I love it. Thank you so much for being here, Michael. And that is how we do final thoughts. Everybody else here has done final thoughts before. This is how it goes. Michael, please join me back. Subscriber only Sundays. It's Sundays after I get out of church. I try to be on about 6:30, 7 o'clock, and we just go for a couple of hours. So I'll be back tomorrow. Oh, today's Saturday. Yeah, so tomorrow for subscriber only Sunday, and the big show, which you guys have gotten the experience, we'll go back to its regular schedule next Friday, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, let's start up at the top and work our way down. Woke, you are tripping in the comments. I see you. I'm not gonna read any of them, but I saw what you said. You need to stop. Latanya, your final thoughts. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for your patience, and this was a great welcome back, because I've been gone for a minute, and the algorithm is very unforgiving when you don't show up. So thank you all for
Yeah, it
helping put
is.
me back out there.
Yeah, it is. I've been scrolling and I've been looking. I'm like, where is my brother? But I knew that you were gonna probably take some time out with what was going on.
Yeah,
And my
yeah,
heart went out to you. I kept sending you messages though. And I
yeah,
was still sending you videos trying to
yeah,
make it feel like normal, or
yeah.
whatever normal looks like to you now.
Correct,
But
correct.
I am really, really glad to see your smiling face. I love that shirt that you have on, and your hair looks really, really nice.
Thank you very much. I had to
um,
look good for my mother-in-law last
of
week.
course, of course, of course, of course. And I know y'all laid her out good.
She looked good. She looked
I know
real
she did. I
good.
know she. I like the videos too.
Yeah,
Um,
and that's I'm sorry that I didn't mention this. The clips of her speaking in those tribute videos all come from that conversation that night in the hospital. That Thursday night that turned out to be our final conversation. So of course there are some things that I will never share, but those beautiful moments that I think can be an inspiration to everybody are those pieces that you guys are hearing. So yeah, that comes directly from her.
and I will say this: her and Jennifer do look like twins.
They look just
They
alike.
look like twins. And I'm glad that Bishop finally got the hang of skating.
Yeah, he did it. That was actually his very first time too. I was super proud of my boy. He did
I was
good.
like, look at little man go.
Yeah.
So now he ain't gonna be running over you in the car anymore. He gonna be running over you with skates. So you're gonna have little
Exactly.
circles all over your head. But he's
Yep.
getting so tall, and
Yes, he is. And so
it,
bad.
I was shedding tears with y'all when I watched those videos because
Yeah.
I know how much the family means to you and
Yeah.
everything, and I hated that y'all had to go through that, but it's a way of life. It's just something y'all got to get over,
Yeah.
and God gonna show y'all He gonna show y'all the path He wants y'all on now.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful that you're back. Don't
Thank
you
you.
leave us like this again for so long. I mean, there's only a couple of people whose lives I actually get into, and that's
Yeah.
you and one of my other mutuals. Come
Yeah.
on now. Don't do this
Yeah.
to me. You're messing
Yeah.
up my weekend. You're messing up my weekend. But we
Yeah.
got to get back on track. I will see you tomorrow.
All
Okay?
right.
I'm
I
glad
love
to
it.
see everybody in the building. TT and Vern, I miss y'all in book club, but as I told you, I'm working 2 jobs. I'm working on my business, and I'm taking care of my mama and my brother now.
Oh wow.
So it's a lot.
Woke is
It's
looking
been a
for some
lot.
attention, Latonya. He goes. He said, "Did you miss him too?" What's wrong with him?
Huh?
You
Woke
gotta
wants some attention in the
prioritize.
comments.
No. Cause he being a butthole in the comments. You would not get no comment beautiful today cause you acted a butt. Maybe tomorrow if you act right.
I love it, Latonya. Thank you for being
All
here. I'll
right,
see you
y'all.
tomorrow. All right, Vern. Thank you so much for being here, brother. Happy Valentine's to you and TT. I'm pretty sure y'all got some
Thank you,
nice
thank you.
plans. Hope y'all enjoy yourself. I'm gonna
Amen,
try to
amen.
enjoy myself, which is why this show came on early. So do not look for me tonight. I will not be here. I'll be getting myself in some trouble. So go ahead with your final thoughts.
Well, I'll be kind of quick, but you know, you were saying that you gave a testimony, and let me tell you, man, testimonies come from the heart, and you get three things out of the testimony. You're gonna get happiness, you're gonna get joy, and you're gonna get grace.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get, well, you should say four things. You're gonna get peace.
Mhm.
You're gonna get peace, and when that comes from the heart, people gonna cry, people gonna get upset, people gonna
Yeah.
this or that because it's coming from the heart. When
Yeah.
they know it's real, they know
Yeah.
that it's real.
Yeah.
So you did the right thing, man. Just hang
I
in there,
did.
be true to you. Be true to God.
You muted.
Trying to call me. Um, I have to call him back later, but um, you know, and I'm gonna tell him, I'm gonna say this, you know, you know, we just gotta remember that, the devil owns the fence. I mean, I'll say that every day, all day. The devil owns the fence. We either in or we out.
Mhm.
And they know, that you can't sit on the fence.
Come
That's
on
what the
now.
devil wants. That's what the devil wants.
Hmm.
So you keep doing, man. You keep doing you.
Yeah.
You keep doing you because God didn't put you on this platform to do this if He
Mhm.
didn't want you to do it.
I agree.
Okay, so you just keep on going. Don't let none of that stuff get to you because God's got plans for you.
Amen.
Okay,
Amen.
so you just
Amen.
hang in there. You can drop me down.
I appreciate you, Vern. See you tomorrow, brother.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. If y'all ain't drunk in love. Speaking of drunk in love, this would be the person he'd be getting drunk off. TT. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you have a wonderful one. Go ahead with your final thoughts and thank you for joining me. I'm so happy to be back.
Wait a minute.
I had to do it. I had to do it.
And you done brought him back.
I did.
What?
Go ahead with your final thoughts, TT. I
Wait,
smell
I
it.
didn't.
Goddamn.
Did you come back to say something, babe? Or are
No,
you
I
back?
did not. I didn't come up here. I didn't.
Oh, he said,
He put me up here.
I
He
did
think
not
he
hit
think he
that
think he,
button. It
he
was
think he,
not me. TT over here trying to start. Get your final
I didn't
thoughts
do
out,
that.
TT.
I didn't do that. You know, I, my prayers are deep because of the ability to identify with people. So I go deep.
in the spirit when I'm praying. And that video I told you almost took me when y'all hugging like that.
Yeah.
But and I don't think we should ever compare pain, but we have to understand proximity, right? How well do I feel this because I've gone through what this person's going through, and let the Lord use that to encourage the person, because it's a difference between sympathy and empathy.
Yeah.
And I lost my mother at 17, I've mentioned before. I lost my father when I was pregnant with my first living child that survived. I lost three babies. Nephew was unalive, niece drowned, and the list goes on and on and on and on. But every time I encounter somebody that has falls into one of those categories, the Holy Spirit uses me to pray on a different level.
Come on, man.
Now, Miss Menopause wants to just cry for you. She just want to fall out and just cry, scream, roll on the ground. But it was hard. Like, I came by the live a couple times, but I was so emotional, I kept going. That's why I didn't come in here when you first started, because I was just looking in your eyes and I'm like, nope, ain't going in there right now.
Yeah.
But I want to give you this, and I'm gonna have you drop me down because I'm already tearing up. Y'all have always been a beautiful family. That we see that there is not just the Instagram family
Come on
going
now.
on and Facebook poses and all that. We know and we feel y'all's love and how it comes through and how you encourage people. Um, Thank you for being the head of your family and for
Come
being
on.
that brother that you defy stats. But you tell your wife as well, and Faith is old enough to know.
Oh.
The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 13 and or 34 and 18.
You will
He's
not believe this, TT. That was actually part of the final prayer I gave her as she was transitioning. I kid you not, exact lineage.
and
When they got ready to pull her off. Well, they pulled her off first, and they knew she'd go for a little while before the body would just give up. She failed multiple times, and that was it. It was so much chaos, and like again, I don't even want to talk about the negativity. But I will. What I will say, the most beautiful moments. I'll share two. My wife was, she was breaking. And my thing was, I love her enough to, and when you love somebody, you truly love somebody. When they hurt, you hurt.
oh yeah,
And so she's hurting, and I'm hurting, but I'm trying to pull her up. You know what I mean? Because she's going down, and I'm afraid that if she gets so far down, I'm not going to be able to get her back up. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking physically down. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And so she's going down. She's going down. I'm trying to pull her up, and she leans over to her mama, and the tears are just falling, and they felt like they were heavy, and they were falling directly on my mother-in-law's face. And she goes,
Mm,
just let me look at you one more time, mama, please, mama. And up until that point, she hadn't responded. She came through once right before things started, but she had stopped, and it wasn't until those tears hit her face. She came one more time to give her just that final look.
yeah.
And all my wife could do was just hug her and hold her and say, "Thank you, God." It was the most heartbreaking yet beautiful moment,
Yeah.
because even as you're leaving, you want to do all you can do as a mother. You understand? It was, it was something. And then, like I say, the chaos immediately starts after that. I won't even get into it anymore. But the way I quieted that chaos was with a prayer.
Yep.
And I have to give DP credit for a lot of it, because he and I had been talking offline, and it was he sent it to me, and it was perfect, because I'd run out of things I didn't know how to pray at that point, or what to pray for. So I just left it at whatever your will is, let it be done. But that's not what I wanted to express at that time, and captured it. I mean, it was exactly what I needed. I only had to change 2 or 3 words to make it fit to where I was, and it was just to personalize it. And that is the prayer, like I say, including that scripture. that I prayed as she transitioned, and I delivered it again at the funeral. And then her only other wish, well, she had several, but the other wish was that she heard going up yonder to be sang by my aunt at the funeral. So as she got ready to go, I played the song, and I kid you all not, she held on until that song finished, and then she left us. It was
It's so
beautiful.
powerful. Transitioning and to witness it, people only think of the heartbreak, but it
Yeah,
really does like put you in a place where you have no other choice but to
yeah,
allow God to hold on to you. And I think that's why some people is so hard because they won't allow God to be God, even in
yeah,
that moment. He's the
yeah.
author.
Exactly. Exactly. And then what was so funny, the person she chose was an aunt. And this aunt is supposed to be unalived right now. She had a massive heart attack 2 years ago, and was unalive, clinically unalive for 39 minutes. They gave her
Wow.
less than a 0% chance of survival. Less. And I arrived at the hospital. The person that did the eulogy was her husband, who's my uncle, obviously. But those are the people she chose. And
Hmm.
in the midst of me delivering my speech, that piece was included as well. And it was just so beautiful to see because she, like I said, she had the massive heart attack, took her out. She was gone 39 minutes. And to see her from that 2 years ago when I sit at that bedside to where she is now, up, walking, talking. You can't tell anything happened to her, and she was singing her heart out. You know what I mean? It was an amazing homegoing. I
Well,
just
and
got
I
to
pray that I pray with all of that that God just when you think back on this or it comes to your mind and
yeah,
the whole process of everything that happened because we'll hold on to those little pieces and as you're healing
yeah,
as y'all are here you'll think about this that and the third the funeral the hospital the this
yeah.
you know the light will always outshine the dark.
Amen. And that's the thing. Like I say, even though that piece, and like I say, T. Marie knows the backstory. It was horrifying, but like even in that moment, I felt empowered because
Yep.
it was one of those things you can't stop God. You
Yep.
can't pull me out this pulpit. I'm here with purpose, and I delivered it. And it was good. It was good.
Amen.
Now,
Well, hugs to
yes.
y'all. We love you guys, and we will see y'all soon. Bye,
See
Sonia.
you. See you. Have a happy Valentine's Day. Don't come up here Sunday with no baby. Sonia, last but certainly not least, I thank you all for joining us. We had a huge crowd today. It's dwindling down as we're closing the show out. But the big topic of the night, or morning rather, was Pastor T.D. McNutt. If you haven't seen that video, I put it up right before the show started. So please go out, watch it, like it, comment. Most importantly, if it makes you laugh, cry, think, or it inspires you, hit that repost button. That's the way to help these videos to grow and to get me back out in the algorithm. I've been missing for more than a month, and the algorithm is very unforgiving for creators that take a break. And I had no choice but to take one, mentally, physically, emotionally, all those things. So get back out there and start supporting me so we can start growing that page again. I thank you all my real people that are riding out and didn't leave my side just because they didn't see my face for a month of Sundays. So thank you all, and thank you, Sonia, because you spotted me on a couple of little pop-ups that I attempted. But today, I must say, it's the first day that I felt as close to myself as I felt in quite some time. And again, this is just me adjusting to my new normal. You know what I mean? So there
Yeah.
will be ups and downs and peaks and valleys. But like I say, it's the first time I've seen all my teeth in a while. So I'm okay with it. And I thank you so much, Sonia. I know you've been praying for me on and offline. And
I
it's
have.
so great to have you. Just to be able to see you today. So thank you so much. Take it away. You got the final thought.
I will say this. I just want to thank you
Mm,
for allowing God to do what he did in you, through you, and for you and your
amen.
family. Thank you for being humble. Thank you for being receptive.
Mm,
And thank you most of all for being obedient to
mhm.
what your mother in law, your mom, wanted you
Amen.
to do, regardless of
Amen.
what it cost you, because obedience costs.
It does.
Just sing it through. for her and for your family.
Amen.
You are one of the people that bring light to this app. This has been in many. So far, this is the only room where I felt safe enough to share my testimony. So I
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
want you to stop doing what you're doing, because there are so many more me's out there that's waiting for the opportunity to just open up,
Yeah.
but they have to have a safe place. So thank you for making this a safe place. It gets rough in the room sometimes,
It
but it's
does.
still a safe place. It's still a safe place.
That's
But
right.
that's because of the God in you and how you allow God to use you, even though at the end of the day, God is still shining through. So I want to let you know that I'm forever praying for you and your family, because
Thank you.
it's not over. It's just beginning. But I know that God will strengthen you and Jennifer, Faith, and Bishop.
Come on, man.
I just have one request. Just one.
Go ahead.
Stop being so hard on my Bishop.
Whatever.
That's my only request. Stop being so hard on my Bishop.
That is the baddest little
There's
baby I've ever met. He's so cute, but that
there's
baby's
something
so
about your children though. There's something about your children with me to where cut it out. Cut it out. If you want Big Sis to find you, Big Sis will find you over Bishop and Faith. No, I'm just joking.
Son, that baby
I
get a
love the way
note.
you are with them.
Son,
I
you get
love
a
the way
note.
you are with them. I really
I
do.
know it. He got a note last week, and then he could go to one of the little schools with the other people. So we get incident reports. They don't just wait till we get picked up. They send us incident reports and receipts. He decided did not want to write his. Well, they say okay, they have to write the names at the top of the paper at the beginning of every school day. So he wrote the name on the paper and got irritated with the lady and just ripped it all up to shreds. Took a penny and threw it on the table. And she sends a note. I just like, I don't know what happened to him today. Like, he
Well, he
mad.
wasn't feeling it. He just wasn't feeling it. He wasn't feeling it, and they don't understand when they're not feeling it. They're not feeling it. They don't understand a man. That's all it is. Somebody
It
need to
was
let them
so.
know how to understand a man.
And she sent the picture in the mid. It's like it was mid rip. She wanted to prove that she was not lying. I believe you. I know he bad. But yeah,
He's
he's
not
something else.
bad. He's not bad.
Okay,
He is mischievous
he is
and he's
bad.
curious. He's not
He
bad.
pulled out.
We're not gonna
He
label
pulled.
these. We're not gonna label these babies. They are not bad. They are mischievous and curious.
Okay,
That's what
that's what
that's
you.
what we're gonna leave it as.
Okay, we're gonna
But
leave it with
no,
that. Then that's
seriously.
fine.
But seriously, keep doing what you're doing, Marquise. For your family and for TikTok. Because like I said, there are so many people that aren't on the panel and may not even be in the live, that you're making a difference. You're making a difference. You made a difference in my life, so I can imagine. So if you get crazy and you think you want to give up TikTok, just you know, email me your number so we can text.
I
Cause
know,
your
Sonya.
family,
As much,
you
I don't
family
even know why
now.
you don't have my number. As much as we communicate, I'm
Just
going
hadn't
to.
had we hadn't connected yet as far as
I,
numbers. That's
I
all.
don't know why, but I'm gonna. Well, when as soon as I get off, I'll DM it to you. So yeah,
Okay, because
I
I
don't
gotta
know.
keep connected with my little brother. This
Absolutely, I
this
appreciate
goes
it.
beyond the TikTok
Yes,
with
ma'am.
me,
You've been
and I
there.
can't say that with everybody.
You got that right.
But it's a couple of more on this panel that I'm gonna reach out to that have really gotten in my heart.
That's
So,
right.
but
That's right.
you, my little brother, and keep doing what you're doing, and please keep in touch with Michael.
Most
Um,
definitely.
he pierced something in me with his testimony.
Oh yeah.
There is so much greatness, and like I said, and I'm serious. I can't wait to see what Miss T. Marie gonna do
Yeah.
with his testimony and help him get it out there. And TT and I know he probably gonna connect with Big Brother Vern too. I mean, it's gonna be powerful. So y'all keep doing what y'all doing, and when God leads me, you know I will do what I need to do.
Amen, amen. All right, Miss
Happy
Sonia.
Valentine's Day, and look. I know it's Valentine's Day, but and that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not
You
gonna
gotta
say
worry
it
about
more.
me.
Jennifer,
You
Jennifer,
ain't
I'm
got to
praying for
worry
you,
about
girl.
me. You talk to
I'm
Vern them about that.
Jennifer, I'm praying for you, girl. I'm praying for you, Jennifer.
Get out of here. I thank you all for joining me today. This has been a wonderful Valentine's episode, even though we didn't talk anything about Valentine's Day. Excuse me. Happy Valentine's Day to you all. I do got a couple other subjects that I want to discuss. I'll probably just throw those videos up in a couple of days. Again, if you want to know what I'm going to be talking about on next week, next Friday on the big show, just follow the TikToks. Make sure you hit that button up there and become part of my TikTok family. If you enjoyed what you've seen tonight, please consider becoming a subscriber. We meet on Sunday afternoons, about 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And again, this energy that you got today is even more elevated because it's a more intimate space where it's just me and the real people. You know what I mean? Not just the people that are casually passing through. So consider that. Again, I educate, enlighten, entertain in each one of my videos. Again, you'll see my family stuff. You'll see skits. You'll see the topics that we'll be discussing. We pretty much cover it all. So one-stop shop over here. I'm also available on the Tube of You. Same username, Faith and Bishop too. So please go over there and hit that subscribe button. These a lot of my lives, if you missed the beginning of them, and if I consider them to be great enough, then I will copy them and send them over there. And this show is definitely going over there because it was such a powerful show. With that, I want to say thank you all once again. Happy Valentine's Day. And until we meet again, understand that God loves you, and so do I. And I'll see you all for look. I can't even get it together now. Unfinished business on Sunday night, and again on